about the hash brown scrambled burrito is that it's going to add the protein that you need. The eggs with those crispy nuggets. It's the ultimate combo.
Hi, this is Maya, and a little thing I love about the hash brown scrambled burrito is that it's packed with protein. Having Chick-fil-A chicken in a breakfast burrito is just phenomenal to me. You have the chicken, you have the eggs, and then you add these hash browns. It's just complete, honestly.
Order the Chick-fil-A hash brown scrambled burrito and Simply Orange Juice on the Chick-fil-A app today. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
You hear that? That's the sound of uncertainty when you see a check engine light or your car unexpectedly breaks down. It's time to shield against unexpected repairs with CarShield. CarShield is America's most trusted auto protection company and has an A rating with the Better Business Bureau. Don't wait till it's too late. Call CarShield now before a breakdown. 800-419-2092. 800-419-2092. That's 800-419-2092.
If you've ever been in a car wreck, it almost feels like being in a movie. I'm attorney Gary Lackey. I know your accident is the real thing, and they happen to real people every day.
The Lackey Law Firm.
I'm attorney Justin Lackey. There's a lot of talk right now about bigger, but when you've had a wreck and need a lawyer, is bigger better?
The Lackey Law Firm. The Lackey Law Family.
I'm attorney Jennifer Lackey. Having thousands of cases is impressive, but do you want to be just a case number, one with lots of digits?
Or do you need a lawyer who gets to know you? With offices in Huntsville and Scottsboro, when you've been injured, we take the time to help.
Even in your hospital room.
Because at the Lackey Law Firm, you're not a number. We treat you like family because that's what we are.
The Lackey Law Firm. The Lackey Law Family. 1-800-4RIGHTS.
And if you can't come to us, we'll come to you.
No representation is made that the quality of the legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
Are you tired of chasing a roofing contractor to show up on time or even show up at all? I'm Sam Fleming with Fleming Roofing and Restoration. Our motto at Fleming Roofing is we show up. Our goal at Fleming Roofing is to provide the reliable customer service that you deserve, and we have the resources to meet all of your roofing needs: residential, commercial, industrial, replacement, or repairs. We are manufacturer certified for roof coatings, single-ply membranes, and asphalt shingles. Whenever you need a roofing professional you can count on, call Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We are committed to finding the solution that meets your needs. We don't have quotas or heavy-handed sales tactics. Fleming Roofing, we have expert experience. We show up. Free estimates, residential, commercial, industrial, replacement, or repairs. Check us out at FlemingHSV.com. FlemingHSV.com. When you need a quick response, it's Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
This hour of Talkin' Ball is brought to you by Talent Heating and Air. When you need service, rely on Talent. From system installations to tune-ups, rely on Talent. Online at talenthvac.com.
AL cert number 21014.
Welcome into the hottest and coolest game show around called The Freeze. Today's contestant, Bob. Bob, can you tell me the heating and air business that provides free service with repair?
Is it Talent Heating and Air Conditioning?
Can you tell me which heating and air business provides free second opinions?
Talent Heating and Air Conditioning.
You are our grand prize winner. You have won a visit from the #1 heating and air business in the Tennessee Valley.
Talent Heating and Air Conditioning?
That's right. Talent Heating and Air is coming to you.
This is Thomas with Talent Heating and Air Conditioning, and you don't have to win a game show to use us. We have free second opinions year-round, and we're doing free service calls with a repair. So just remember, call Talent Heating and Air Conditioning at 256-503-4490 or visit us on our website at talenthvac.com.
Welcome to Talkin' Ball with Scott Tyson and Drew DeArmond. Call into the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline now, 256-576-4977. That's 256-576-4977. Now, here's Scott and Drew.
There you go. We are back. We are live. It's a brand new edition of Talking Ball, 97.7 ESPN The Zone on a Wednesday morning. 79 degrees right now. Your high today is 90 degrees. Safe travels into work wherever you may be headed on this Wednesday morning. Football practice, cheerleading, band practice. It's all getting started. As we see the calendar say July 29th, we are about ready to say goodbye to the month of July. And once that calendar turns to August, the countdown really continues to the start of the high school football season, to the start of the college football season. It's all just around the corner. But Talent Heating and Air can help you stay cool inside, whether you're watching whatever you want to watch. TalentHVAC.com, 256-503-4490. They are the trusted heating and air conditioning service company in Alabama. Give them a call. 40-plus years combined experience, locally owned, 24-hour service available. Give them a call now. Thomas, Terry, Jeremy, they're our good friends. They'll keep you cool, we promise. Talent Heating and Air, TalentHVAC.com. Mentioned that the start of the college football season, my bad, is just around the corner. And don't forget, Huntsville is the epicenter for week 0 of the college football season. 31 days, 3 hours, and 56 minutes until we get UNA and Samford at Wicks Family Field. That'll get us started with the college football season. So I told you, once that calendar hits to August, it is all downhill really fast. The Big Ten Media Days underway in Chicago. Tony Petitti had some things to say yesterday. Brett Bielema, or Bert, had some things to say yesterday. The ACC finally released their preseason predictions for their conference. Some surprises, some not. We got all that to get through and more. 256-576-4977. Let's get in a phone call real fast before we get this day going. AC is with us. Good morning, AC.
Good morning, guys. Thank you so much for taking my call. How you guys feeling?
All right.
Good. Mr. Drew, how you feeling, man?
I'm all right.
You all right? All right. Well, Mr. Drew, is this correct that you picked Texas and Georgia as your top 2 in the SEC, for preseason ranking?
Yes, it is.
You did, man. You sound far away. Wait, so you gave up on the Crimson Tide? I mean, I thought you loved the Crimson Tide.
I do love the Crimson Tide, but I'm an unbiased media member, at least as much as I can be. I picked the Crimson Tide 3rd in the SEC and to make the college playoff.
Okay. What about you, Mr. Tyson? Who's your top 3?
So I had I had Georgia 1, Texas 2, and I believe I can tell you who I put number 3 because I had LSU number 3.
Man, you guys really gave up on the Crimson Crybabies. It's okay.
Why? Okay, no. Why is that giving up?
We didn't give up on the Crimson Tide.
Why is that giving up?
Making the college football playoff. At least I do.
It's a complete giving up because you don't have them in top 3. Only because
I have them in the top 3, you moron.
You gave up on the team. It's a fact. Big Ten is about to win a 4-peat, so be jealous, Flippy Drew.
You're such a loser, AC, because all you do is call shows and give stupid-ass opinions. You've got the IQ of a brick. You need to be deported back to Nigeria and then tell your cousin Larry to give me my X account back.
I'm just trying to figure out giving up on the Tide. I mean, I didn't know I was supposed to.
AC couldn't name 3 players on the Crimson Tide because he's dense.
I didn't know I was supposed to
call into radio shows around the Southeast and try to stir up crap because he has no life. I could barely understand him anyway. I think he was driving, hopefully out of the, hopefully to an airport to deport himself.
Two 256-576-4977.
Or to be Bert Bielema's, SID, the failure in the SEC. He couldn't cut it. And as somebody put it yesterday, he's in AAA. He couldn't cut it in the big leagues.
You mentioned Bert. Old Bert.
In Indiana, they may have beat Alabama 38-3, but I think Bert lost by 60.
Old Bert. He did spend time here in the SEC.
And he was a failure.
He did talk about that yesterday, and then he kind of laughed it off, but it was a jab at the Southeastern Conference, where however you want to put it. But here is old Bert yesterday at Big Ten Media Days.
I spent a couple of years in the SEC, was with Slive, and then transitioned to Sankey. And I just think about it now, everybody's going to have, opinions, and obviously they're going to draw the Big Ten, SEC, and all that goes around about that. But to sit in the room with both of those guys, I think with Tony and the vision and experience that he has, and to be in the room where Sankey, I know he's got to protect the SEC, and they kind of want to live in 2005 forever. But I think the forward thinking of where we are in college football is an awesome thing. So,
hey, dumbass, they won it in 2020. It was the University of Alabama. You never came close to even being a contender because you're a flop.
He was asked later by Stuart Mandel.
Oh, there's another great one. Liberal turd.
He was asked by Stuart Mandel why, clarify your comments about 2005. And old Bert said, look, I picked 05 for a reason because it was kind of before the SEC went on their run and all that kind of stuff. So that was a calculated
you can't fix stupid, I guess. I don't know. I don't really understand Bert going there. I mean, whatever, dude.
No, he didn't. But the Big Ten and Tony Petitti, look, we had a sit-down conversation with Greg Sankey.
Yeah.
And we asked him point blank, the national narrative is that you and the Big Ten, the SEC and the Big Ten, don't get along. He told us point blank that when he did that interview, like at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, that he and Tony Petitti.
1 o'clock Eastern, 12 o'clock Central. Yeah.
But he said that, look, he and Tony had been on the phone 3 or 4 times already.
And and that's why I wanted to get to put the time out there. It was barely lunchtime.
Yeah.
He'd already talked to him 3 times.
So they get along. They talk quite a bit.
They're working through the issues.
They're working through a lot of things. Well, yesterday, Tony Petitti was asked about the SEC and the Big Ten and the SEC going 9 conference games and the schedules and, the middle of the conference, which one's better type of situation. And this was about the 4th time he had been asked about the SEC and the Big Ten. And finally, he just said this.
On your right side in the back, Tony.
Yeah, Tony, Adam Rittenberg with ESPN. The SEC talked last week a lot about how it still believes it's the best conference based on depth. I wonder how you react to that, and where do you feel the Big Ten is at, not just with the championship teams, but just overall as a depth league?
Yeah, I'm not going to get into who's better or not. Well, I will say something I think that gets overlooked in our conference a lot. You cannot send your top teams out into the CFP unless they've played and have them be successful, which we have been very successful if they're not going through a gauntlet in the regular season. This idea that the middle of our conference isn't hard is just not right. At the end of the day, our teams are ready for the CFP. Our travel looks like the CFP travel. You're going all over the country. How we play, the difficulty in the road in the Big Ten, I just think that's overlooked. The reason why we've been so successful is our teams are prepared. When the best teams in any given season play each other, that's great. That prepares them. But you also get through a lot of really difficult games. You cannot just be ready to go play in the postseason after you think you've played something easy. It just doesn't happen. And so I think that's kind of something that gets overlooked in our league. We have a really difficult league. It's tough to win on the road in the Big Ten for even the best teams.
Purdue, they're really good.
There you go. The middle of the league of the Big Ten. Is good.
He's winning 9 or 10 at Illinois. If they were in the SEC, his ass would already be selling insurance in Champaign, Illinois, or car parts or whatever. His ass would already be run. But I mean, we don't want the
no disrespect to those that sell car parts.
But we don't want Illinois. Of course not. But we don't want Illinois in the SEC anyway. Their basketball is okay, but the rest of it's toilet. So we don't really give a rat's ass here in this part of the country.
One more thing from Tony. He did talk about the 24-game playoff idea, as well as...
Which is another stupid plan, in my opinion. It's just, I mean, I'd rather have conference championship games than a 16-team playoff.
Yep.
But you know why Tony Petitti wants 24? Because his league sucks, and he's trying to get more teams in like Burt, so they lose 66-3 in first round.
And everybody else involved. Yeah, I mean, the first thing I'll say about, working with the SEC on the playoff and working with Greg specifically, I've never heard him say that he won't do the work and consider 24. I mean, he's been public about certain preferences he has, but he's committed himself to doing the work around all formats. And we've done the same thing. We have strong opinions about where the right path is. I think there's been an evolution since we were here last year about how people feel about 24 at this point, and we've made adjustments in our league. We were focused on automatic qualifiers. We're not focused on that anymore. We're looking at the committee picking the field to 24. We feel that ultimately will still unlock the power of scheduling that we want. So we work every day with it. I think the path is, you've got to be able to do this in a way that allows you to not play championship games. There's obviously significant economic value in our championship games across the P4, and so we've got to understand where that is. And if we can find the value, then I think it just changes the tone of the conversations. But it's been completely collaborative, and even though the memo gives the SEC and the Big Ten more, the operating decision-making in this process, we've really included, on a daily basis, our colleagues in the ACC, the Big 12, and everybody else in the CFP room. We're trying to do this together. I think there's been a lot of movement among coaches and ADs around the country that 24 is the right number, but we've got to see if it has the right value, and we got to understand that process and how we schedule it and when.
Yeah.
There you go.
Right number for the Big Ten to get more teams in to get their ass beat. But that's all right.
No, I mean, that's... And he alluded to it, that if it does go 24, there will be no conference championship games.
Of course
you're going to lose it.
Everybody knows that. Anybody with a functioning brain, even AC. I think he can count to 5. Might take him a while.
But again, remember, they don't have to have this decision done until December 1st. As far as the college football playoffs go, they don't have to have a remedy this week. They don't have to have a remedy next week.
Wherever that conversation is in the Neverland,
it's in the cloud somewhere.
Yeah,
we just can't find that cloud. Anyway, that was the Big Ten Media Days in Chicago. Tony Petitti kicking it off yesterday. So all of the conferences now have had their media days. Big Ten will wrap it up tomorrow. They've got more today. It's just a 3-day day for the Big Ten. 18 teams, 3 days. The SEC, 16 teams, 4 days. So they kind of spread it out just a little bit more. Let's get our first break in. Phone lines are open to you. 256-576-4977.
You're listening to Talkin' Ball on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
One accident right now, and that accident is at Mountain Gap in the Parkway northbound, and that's affecting your driving time just a little bit along with the heavy traffic. To get from the River Bridge, the Whitesburg Bridge to downtown Huntsville is about 18 minutes, so that's not too bad at this point. Just be careful out there. Traffic remains heavy on the Parkway right now. We're also looking at some heavy traffic coming in up over Chapman Mountain on Highway 72 as it hits 565. But not a delays there, a lot of delays there anyway. But you still got delays already this morning on Governor's Drive through the Medical District. And that's pretty much about it. Everything on 565 is looking really good with no major delays there. Keep the seatbelts buckled and be safe. With the most accurate traffic report in the Tennessee Valley, I'm David Cruz, Mr. Traffic.
You invest in your customers with your heart, soul, and skill. Well, it's time to invest in yourself with the next generation Cat 255 compact track loaders from Thompson Tractor. After all, those who give their best deserve the best. And this machine has it all. With features that include a more powerful engine, tri-axle truck loading capabilities, a spacious cab, and a smooth ride for all-day comfort. Thompson Tractor knows how much value you place on your customer's satisfaction. It's how you build your business. It's also how we build ours. Since 1957, hardworking folks like you have counted on Thompson to provide the absolute best lineup of equipment in the industry. all backed by a customer service and product support team that time and again have proven to be second to none. It's all about maintaining peak performance. Always has been, always will be. Visit ThompsonTractor.com for details. Thompson Tractor, we're here for you.
You've got to experience Toyotathon at Bill Penny Toyota. They've got the selection with over 700 new Toyotas to choose from. And they've got the extras with Bill Penny perks and a 10-year unlimited warranty. So get on over to Bill Penny Toyota today and experience Toyotathon. Bill Penny Toyota in Huntsville and online at BillPennyToyota.com. Bill Penny's Toyota 10-year unlimited warranty is valid through the 10th year of ownership. Valid on new vehicles only. See dealer for details.
Hey, I'm Bobby White, and we've got the hottest deals on the coolest rides in North Alabama during our summer sales event at Lynn Layton Ford in Decatur. With your good credit, get 0% financing, 0 payments for 90 days, 0 cost of maintenance for 2 years, and $1,000 down payment assistance on a huge selection of new Fords. Get up to $10,000 off MSRP on remaining 25 Broncos. $10,000 off. While they last, get up to $7,000 off MSRP on 25 Bronco Sports. $7,000 off. Factory fresh new 26 F-150 STX crew cabs started under $41,000, and Lynn Layton Ford will never add any dealer dock fee or ridiculous upcharge. Don't miss out on 0%, 0 payments for 90 days, 0 cost for maintenance for 2 years, and $1,000 down payment assistance on a huge selection of new Fords. Hurry to Lynn Layton Ford in the heart of Ford Country, just a mile south of the Beltline in Decatur, or LynnLaytonFord.com.
I'm attorney Gary Lackey. I know your accident is the real thing, and they happen to real people.
I'm attorney Justin Lackey. There's a lot of talk right now about bigger, but when you've had a wreck, is bigger better?
I'm attorney Jennifer Lackey. Do you want to be just a case number?
With offices in Huntsville and Scottsboro, we take the time to help.
The Lackey Law Firm. The Lackey Law Family. 1-800-4RIGHTS.
No representation is made that the quality of the legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton. Weekdays from 5 to 7 p.m. Only on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Right, 7:20 here on a Wednesday morning. We've made it to the halfway point of the work week. What a crazy news cycle it was yesterday for Rush Probst. Boy, that was, we mentioned that on the show yesterday.
On three, got to be first.
That Rush Probst had reports had that he was taking an assistant job at Plainview. And then after our show, it was like gasoline thrown on a fire. Dale Pruitt went on the record with several media outlets and said, hold on, this is not true. Rush Probst is not, and even the DeKalb County school system came on the record and said Rush Probst is not a part of the Plainview football staff this year.
Rush Probst confirmed it with our own Steve Moulton, so I can tell you that beyond a shadow of a doubt. So once again, like I said, you better have your facts straight before you start running, trying to be first and make news, on the high school front, and that was, of course, via On 3. We got a lot of friends at On 3, but in this case, they blew it. It was not accurate. He's not coming back to the Plainview staff. Never really made a lot of sense to me. He's never really been an assistant coach. He's been a head coach, the last 30 years, 30-plus years. He's I know he was at one time going to be a co-head coach at Coosa Christian. Then he ended up being the head coach. The head coach got suspended. But look, man, I never really thought it made a lot of sense. I know there's a couple of high-profile transfers from Coosa that played for him that helped him win his 8th state championship that are now at Plainview. That's the only small part of it that you thought, well, it looks like Rush could be a part of that staff, but it doesn't surprise me that it wasn't correct, just because if you followed the career arc of Rush Probst, and so looks like he's not going to be on the staff there with Dale and Jeremy Pruitt and the rest of that football team, who's got a lot of high expectations this year as they compete in the public school part of the state of Alabama and the AHSAA.
Yeah, and you stress public Thomas Ashworth will join us later in the show at 8 o'clock as we get his thoughts on this Gulf State Intercollegiate Athletic Conference, or whatever they want to call it, the private conference, the private schools conference that our AHSAA and AISA schools have the option to leave and form if they so choose. He can update us on all of that, as well as this crazy story that just came out yesterday with Rush Probst and Plainview and all that. It was kind of a interesting day if you follow high school sports. 256-576-4977 is how you can join us here on a Wednesday. And Brandon is with us on a Wednesday.
What's up, Brandon?
Well, taking a look to next year when SEC Media Days are going to be in Nashville. And we were kind of discussing that amongst some friends about going. And then it got brought up that I forgot that not this year, but next year, the Super Bowl is going to be in Atlanta again.
Ah, yes.
So will we anticipate y'all will be here for Radio Row that whole week?
We'll see. I mean, we haven't been back since it was last in Atlanta. And, of course, that was a fun week and a fun few days that we spent in the ATL. Had a great experience, but we'll have that. I guess that'll be
midnight.
To be determined.
That was a midnight run that time.
Left about 1:30 in the morning.
Now, was that in the snow?
Yeah, there was. That's another reason why we needed to be there for the morning show anyway. But we also had inclement weather, and so
we had to get out of town here to get over the mountain and everything.
Yeah, to get through Mentone and Cannonball Run It.
That was where Tokyo got the name.
Yep.
Well, it might be a good year for you. Y'all may be on destination for SEC Media Days and the Super Bowl.
That would be fun again, to go over there, do Radio Row for Super Bowl week, because that is a fun experience.
Well, what we enjoyed was the concerts, because last time they were here, they did the Aerosmith and a bunch of other concerts that were really good.
Oh.
And I paid through the nose to take my wife to Aerosmith, which is the first and only time I ever got to see them. So I'm interested to see who they're going to have here that week performing. If we go down towards the south side, we might see one Uber driver, Crystal, performing some kind of Beyonce number. Who knows? We'll see what comes up with that.
Yeah, Drew had Crystal crank it up for him in the car.
Yeah, I'm such a big Beyonce fan.
Well, this whole 24-team situation, to me, if you get rid of the conference games and stuff, at what point are we going to address the problem with the schedule? I mean, I keep hearing people say they don't want to start the season earlier. Well, your problem was with your transfer portal. They got to do something. I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't just back your season up and start it 2 weeks earlier in August and take a lot of pressure off that. I don't even understand why these coaches are not talking about it.
Well, John Summerall is. Yeah, I mean, he's already said that they got to fix the calendar. The calendar has to be fixed, whether you expand it to 16 or 24.
Yeah.
I mean, it just doesn't make a whole lot of sense the way they're doing things, and then college football is going to have to continue to adjust. Period. End of story. They're going to have to.
Summerall laid it out, the fact that the NFL has, you play your games, after your games you go through free agency, you go through coaching moves, you go through everything. When you're not playing, college football is the opposite.
Yeah, it's stupid.
Yeah, I mean, I think it ought to be over by January 1st.
Yeah.
And then your transfer portal open for a few days so that people can figure out where they want to go before the spring semester starts. And I just see that, and I ask myself, what are we doing there? And also, I ask this question. If we're going to go to a 24-team playoff, do we really need 3 out-of-conference games? If people are playing 9 conference games?
Probably not. And that's the one thing Tony Petitti did say yesterday. He was asked, Drew, about the fact that, the SEC and the Big Ten is the only conference in college football that does not ask its teams to play at least one out-of-conference Power 4 game.
Because they got to pay all the bills in the MAC.
That's pretty good.
And his response was, well, we'll look and see for the playoffs. And it's working fine for them by not playing, by not having that in their requirement.
I will
it is
say,
working out for them.
The Little 10 is acting like it's 30 years instead of 3. mean, you know, they're thoroughly enjoying their moment in the sun.
Right.
Well, speaking of moment in the sun, I think it got to 113 in Huntsville yesterday and 116 in Gunnersville. My pool hit 97 degrees last night at about 5 o'clock.
Wow.
Never seen it that hot before, ever. Never seen it over 94. When you stick your foot in it, there was no change from outside. It didn't feel cool at all. So, 2 for Tuesday at Lawler's Barbecue. Eat it up, Roll Tide.
Thank you, Brandon.
Yeah, the potatoes, 2 for Tuesday on the potatoes. Not a big barbecue potato. I'll eat them. Just not a big barbecue potato fan.
Looking forward to our Bama recap show, and once again, and that'll be after each and every Alabama football game throughout their 2026 season. And but Lawler's Barbecue a big part of that. But yeah, they do that 2 for Tuesday, I think, year round
at Lawler's. Yeah,
at Lawler's, for correct.
Yeah, 2 for Tuesday, Lawler's Barbecue.
Backs it up out on the road.
Yeah, especially that one on Whitesburg there in Airport.
That's right.
Yeah, they've had to figure out how to maneuver the cars because it's a gas station / Lawler's, and the gas people are like, wait a minute, you can't block the gas pumps when you're getting potatoes, and then you can't block Airport. So where are you going to put everybody?
Right.
They've had to figure out how to maneuver. All right, let's get a break in. Bryan Matthews, we had a good chance to visit with him down there in SEC Football Media Days. We'll get his thoughts on everything in Tampa and the Auburn Tigers.
You're listening to Talkin' Ball on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Your Fox 54 weather.
I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. A partly sunny sky this afternoon. Temperatures climbing into the upper 80s and lower 90s. Where I think we're really going to win today is the lack of humidity that's going to build in, especially as we head into the middle and later part of the afternoon. We drop into the mid-60s as we head into the overnight. Thursday going to be fantastic. Plenty of sunshine, low humidity. Temperatures climbing into the upper 80s.
Your Fox 54 weather. Only on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
We are accident-free once again and looking good all across the Tennessee Valley. Traffic not too bad at all coming in on 565 from I-65 all the way into the metro area of downtown Huntsville. Looking really good. A little bit slow through the construction area, but that's about normal for this time of day. You're also looking good on 565 at the Parkway. No problems there on any of the ramps that we see just yet. The heaviest traffic we're seeing at this point is through the medical district on Governor's Drive, 431. And did up over through Hampton Cove at Old 4031. You have a little delay there, but that's all because of traffic lights and just heavy traffic. Keep the seatbelts buckled and be safe with the most accurate traffic report in the Tennessee Valley. I'm David Cruz, Mr. Traffic.
Since 1986, Full Moon Barbecue has been cooking quality meats low and slow over a hickory wood-fired pit. From ribs and wings, brisket, turkey, catfish, and sausage to the best butts in town. If you're planning a holiday or a birthday party, Full Moon has a large banquet room. And Full Moon is ready for your next catering or tailgate. Just call us and we'll take care of everything. 256-713-0070. Full Moon Barbecue on the Parkway next to Costco. The best little pork house in Alabama.
In the market for a new or used car? Look no further than Hyundai of Decatur. With a large inventory of new, used, and certified pre-owned Hyundai models, Greenway Hyundai of Decatur is here to service all of your Hyundai needs. Come visit our exceptional service department as well. With state-of-the-art facilities and a caring team of automotive professionals waiting to service your vehicle, make Hyundai of Decatur your #1 choice for all your automotive needs. Give them a call today at 256-274-0279 or visit them online at greenwayhyundaiofdecatur.com.
Welcome to Southern Wagyu Steakhouse and Meat Market in Huntsville. From hand-cut premium steaks and chef-crafted Southern favorites to phenomenal made-from-scratch desserts and restaurant-quality meats you can take home. Every meal is made with passion and served with genuine Southern hospitality. Join us for lunch or dinner. Attend a monthly 5-course supper club or stop by to stock up your grill. You'll see that we deliver excellence from prep to plate. Southern Wagyu Steakhouse and Meat Market, corner of Highway 72 East and Jordan Road. Come taste the difference.
The company is Eagle Masonry and Insulation, but did you know they're also Eagle Landscaping and Dirt Work? Eagle can take care of all your landscaping needs, including irrigation, sod work, and planting, both plants and trees. On the dirt work side, Eagle can grade and build your pads, haul dirt in or out, and even do erosion control. Philip Love and his team can do it all for you. The website is the same, insulatewitheagle.com, as is the phone number, 256-755-1556. Give them a call and see what Eagle can do for you. Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money.
Hey, I'm Bobby White, and we've got the hottest deals on the coolest rides in North Alabama during our summer sales event at Lynn Layton Ford in Decatur. With your good credit, get 0% financing, 0 payments for 90 days, 0 cost of maintenance for 2 years, and $1,000 down payment assistance on a huge selection of new Fords. Get up to $10,000 off MSRP on remaining 25 Broncos. $10,000 off. While they last, get up to $7,000 off MSRP on 25 Bronco Sports. $7,000 off. Factory fresh new 26 F-150 STX crew cabs started under $41,000, and Lynn Layton Ford will never add any dealer dock fee or ridiculous upcharge. Don't miss out on 0%, 0 payments for 90 days, 0 cost for maintenance for 2 years, and $1,000 down payment assistance on a huge selection of new Fords. Hurry to Lynn Layton Ford, just a mile south of the Beltline in Decatur, or LynnLaytonFord.com.
We cover all the SEC schools, including Western Union and Venmo.
I want that money!
You know, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
All right, welcome back in. Talking Ball 97.7 ESPN The Zone. There is some sad news to pass along if you're an Auburn Tiger football fan and if you followed Auburn for a while, or even if you followed SEC football. Bobby Hunt, who played at Auburn in the early 1960s, later played safety and started for the Kansas City Chiefs in Super Bowl I. He's passed away at the age of 85. He was inducted into the Alabama Sports Hall of Fame in 2015. Played high school at Lynette High School. Finished the undefeated season in 1957 in high school. So he played quarterback and defensive back there. So sad news to pass along if you're an Auburn Tiger fan.
Yeah. Thoughts and prayers to the Hunt family and, again, into Auburn. Really, just like we paid homage for Jackie Klein passing away at the University of Alabama on July 24th at 66 due to cancer. Again, a very, very sad day for the Auburn family, and we certainly apologize, give our thoughts and prayers to them, pardon me, with the loss of Bobby Hunt, great Auburn Tiger, and, of course, as you said, played in the National Football League. But our next guest is with us on WZZN TV and the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline. He does a great job. We saw him on a couple of days he was down there for a couple of days in Tampa with us, covering the Auburn Tigers. Thought it was an interesting day for Alex Golish. We ended up getting a chance to interview Alex McPherson. That was a great conversation, but it's always great to talk some Auburn athletics with the longtime beat writer, and he works for auburnsports.com, which is part of On3 and Rivals. That's Bryan Matthews. Bryan, it was great to see you. Welcome back to the show. You're Drew and Scott. How are you?
Hey, it's always great to see you guys, and enjoyed my time at Tampa, and happy to be on and talk a little ball with you guys.
Now, I thought Tampa did a good job.
Yeah,
I thought they did a good job of hosting it.
Yeah, it was good. I love it in Birmingham because that's what I grew up on. Atlanta's fine. Tampa's a little bit of a haul, but they did a really good job down there.
Yeah, had you been to Tampa before in your time covering Auburn?
Yeah, let's see. Auburn was down there for, I guess, an NCAA regional.
That's right. Yeah,
basketball. Yeah, I was down for that, and of course they played in the Outback Bowl. I think maybe once or twice.
Yeah,
that I can recall. So, yeah.
Yeah, but it was a fun week, no doubt about it, and I thought very businesslike for Alex Golish and the Auburn contingent, we had a chance to interact briefly with Alex Golish. But what were your thoughts overall on media days and from an Auburn perspective?
Oh, I thought everybody really did a good job. I did. really impressed with Alex Golesh. He speaks quite well, has his message. He gets it across rather easily, I feel like. Talked a lot about how important for this team it was coming together, as players and trusting each other and having that bond this summer, and how that will be tested a little bit more once we get into fall practice. And, I think he's a coach's coach. I think he's a attention to details type coach, and I think that's going to show.
What was his ultimate message, do you think, that he tried to get across at SEC Media Days?
Well, I think that was probably it. I think he talked about not, necessarily we have to win this many games, but we have to, be the process, right? We have to, it's a lot of the same thing that Nick Saban talked about for 2 decades, right? It's just about putting in that work in the off season, preparing yourself to win games, but not necessarily talking about winning games, but how you win games, how you prepare to win.
Well, and certainly we got to having a chance to catch up with Alex McPherson. His story is unique. We even talked about Rolf Benershka. I mean, he looks really good.
Does.
He's and he finished the year strong last year. I mean, I think everything started coming together for him around midseason. And besides the Missouri hiccup, I mean, he's like we said, even in his entire career, even through all the struggles with the health issues, he's only missed 5 kicks, and 3 of them were in one game. So he's certainly done his job. But he told us the range is back, because when we covered him at Fort Payne High School, he was a regular. He was within range from 60 yards, and he told us, I guess they had just been doing some things in practice, their off-season workouts and stuff, where I guess he had made one from 60 yards. So it seems as though he is finally 110% healthy, so to speak.
Yeah, I think people forget. I think he was 23 last year, which is pretty darn good.
Yeah.
For a guy who was not 100%. And, if you look at what Auburn is going into this season, a pretty solid to good defensive team, offensively a team that wants to run the ball and control the clock and, kind of complement that defense. Having a weapon like Alex McPherson can make a big, big difference. I mean, he can be put in position to win some games and some important games with that leg of his. So I think that was really important to have him healthy and ready to go. And I think everybody's going to be confident in him when he steps onto that field for a big kick.
And I thought it was really cool to hear Byron Brown talk. And I thought it was really cool to hear him just say, hey, look, I know I'm making the jump to the SEC, but he was very modest about it too by saying, look, I know they're going to be a little bit bigger, maybe a little bit faster, but at the end of the day, it's football, and it's all about making the plays.
Yeah, and he is a guy they're counting on to make those plays, right? Yeah. I don't know that he's going to throw for over 3,000 yards and rush for over 1,000 and throw, have 42 combined touchdowns or not, but if he can get close to that, if he can be that guy that people talk about, that other teams have to prepare for, that can make a really big difference. Most of the teams Auburn goes against in the SEC are going to have more talent top to bottom, but quarterbacks can make a difference. The way that defense plays make a difference. A kicker can make a difference. Jordan-Hare Stadium can make a difference. So, he will be a big part of Auburn's success, I feel like, this season, how he fares.
And Auburn, I think, is starving for a quarterback to take over a program. I mean, it seems like forever since they've had a quarterback go out there and just make a statement for an entire season.
Yeah, I mean, Bo Nix, of course, as a freshman and sophomore, did some special things, and that was not being surrounded with a lot of talent around him. Right, he had to do a lot on his own. I don't think a lot of people really appreciated what he accomplished until he was gone. Right. And now he's, of course, doing it on the highest level. But that would be big for Auburn. That's a position that has not been good enough for a while now, pretty consistently. And, even though they get him for just 1 year, he can really make a difference and really sort of stamp Alex Golesh's the start of his career at Auburn with a good season.
Well, one of our big conversation pieces in Tampa with Auburn, too, was just sticking to a plan and having a concerted and you kind of referenced it at the start of our conversation, which means, certainly they feel like they're going to be a line of scrimmage team. They want to run the football. They want to control the clock. Certainly, I think they have confidence in DJ Durkin and the defensive staff. But I will say that offensive line still seems to be somewhat of a question, though, going into fall camp starting next week.
It is. I think we have a pretty good idea of some of the pieces. You feel like Cole Best is going to anchor that unit at center. You feel like Joe Simmons is probably going to be a starting tackle. I think they like him over on that right side. If Stanton Ramil can step up on the left side, but we'll see. I think they feel pretty good about the Miami transfer. I can't remember his name exactly. Derek Plott. Being a starting guard at some point, whether it's left or right. But I think after that, it's pretty wide open. They're still looking for, Remmel to start up at tackle and find another guard there and see who else can step up after a little bit of an off season. So I think that is the most undecided position going into two-a-days and going to be one of the more competitive positions. Cornerback, I think on the other side of the ball is another position where they're still trying to fill things out and develop a solid two deep.
Well, the running back spot should be good. Do we not? I mean, yeah. I mean, that should be something you would think if the offensive line comes together and Alex Golish has made us, has made no bones about it. He wants to, and Auburn has to run the ball. They have to be physical, but they got the guys to do it.
They do. I think Jeremiah Cobb is one of the top returning running backs in the SEC. Surprised he wasn't on one of the All-SEC preseason teams. And then, you got Omar Mabson, I think, is going to step up and be a really good player for Auburn, a guy that played as a true freshman last year, I think surprised some people. And then I think Bryson Washington, as Coach Golish alluded to, is still getting himself in shape to run in this offense. But at some point he will, and at some point he can be a weapon for them. And they also got Nakai Davenport, the USF transfer, of course, knows the system really well. Tay Meadows, a Troy transfer, who's kind of a change of pace guy. Alvin Henderson, who redshirted last year. We'll see what he can do. So they have a ton of weapons and options there. And, I think that should be a really productive group of running backs for Auburn this year.
It's crazy, though, because we talked to your good friend Jason Caldwell on Radio Row on Auburn Day, right? But he gave us a nice preview, too, and some background into Alex McPherson before we had a chance to sit down with him. But he pointed out that one of the things Hugh Freeze tried to do when he was there, and he did seem to succeed with it, was upgrade the talent at wide receiver. But it shows you how transient the rosters are, because he's dismissed. Auburn has, 70-plus new guys on their team, basically. And Bryce Cain's the only one with any experience back with 4 catches. I mean, in an Auburn uniform.
Right. And I guess Sam Turner's back after redshirting, and that's about it. Brought in several of his guys from USF and some other true freshmen. And I'll tell you, Deshaun Spencer's a guy who he is a freshman. He's from Mobile area and Saraland. And, Alex Golish, every time you talk to him about wide receivers or freshmen, Deshaun Spencer comes up. So he's a guy to keep a close eye on that can really step up and maybe push for one of those top 3 spots and certainly be a part of that rotation.
And then we know one thing that Auburn is good at, and that is golf. They've won the last 3 national championships, and the National Player of the Year didn't take too long, Brian, to win a tournament and beat out arguably one of the top 2 to 3 players in the world in Scotty Scheffler.
Yeah, I just it's amazing what he did, setting the course record and all that, a 61 and a 66 on Sunday. But the thing I was most impressed with, and all of us have watched golf for a long time, how much pressure can be on somebody being the Saturday leader going into Sunday. And I know this wasn't the Masters, right? But still, he's a 21-year-old. This is his first chance to win a tournament, and he came out there and shot a bogey-free round. I think it's 42 straight bogey-free holes. It's just incredible mental toughness there, poise, whatever adjective you want to use for it, he's got it, right? That's such an important part of being successful in golf, is being able to handle the mental side of it, and he did it so well. I felt like on Sunday and handled Scheffler coming up from behind, everybody kind of following that, and what a player, and I think myself and a lot of people are excited to see what he can accomplish over the coming decades.
Yeah, it was a big win, no doubt about it. For Jackson Coiven, who's two-time Jack Nicklaus Player of the Year, on the college level, and so he's certainly proven that he's a quick study. And I know we're done with majors because of the change in calendar now, because they get done by late July. But he'll certainly be playing in the Masters, I would think, coming up in April. So we're looking forward for that restarting and how quickly he can maybe get one of the big four early in his career.
It's amazing we're talking about something like that already, and not like that sounds crazy, but it doesn't. It sounds like he's gonna. I think it's around 13, 15 more tournaments left, this year, and would rule him out winning a couple more and setting himself up for a big 2027 for sure.
So does Auburn get underway the 4th of August for camp?
That's report day, and then the 5th, a week from today, will be the first practice Wednesday morning. I think we talked to Alex Golish on Tuesday. I don't have the full schedule yet, but and then we're rolling into it. 1 month of practices, first 2.5 weeks. You're competing, doing all those things, and then for the last week and a half or two, you're settling into to your sides of the ball and game planning and getting ready for that first game against Baylor.
Yeah, first game against Baylor in Atlanta, but let's not get it confused. I mean, there's going to be a good showing of Auburn people there, and everything we learn about that game, it's a no-brainer as to why Auburn. I get it, Auburn fans may not like it, but it's a no-brainer playing that one in Atlanta.
Well, as far as bringing more NIL money and boosting up the roster, yes. Although I think they took such a hit, I'm not so sure that they're going to do this a whole lot more, or maybe find different ways to do it now, rather than schedule a home game and then move it to a different city. Right? I think they'll be more careful about how they go about this, or find more better or more different ways to raise that NIL money.
Yeah, more concerts, because Brian can have more Monday musings with music, and then also maybe another soccer friendly.
Yeah, there you go. Those two definitely work out. Yep.
Yeah, some good stuff. Yeah. Well, and like we said, good to see you over there in Tampa, man. We will be following your coverage of fall camp. Let everybody know how to join you and what you guys have going on over at auburnsports.com.
Yeah, and I always love to see you guys in person and catch up a little bit. I appreciate you all having me. I've enjoyed being part of the show for so many years now, and let's keep it going. But check us out, auburnsports.com. I'm going to continue to roll out my little season previews and position previews going into fall camp. JG's doing his top 30. Cole always has something unique to write about. Justin continues to be the best newsbreaker on our beat. So, and Jeffrey with tons of recruiting coverage. In fact, I think Auburn's closing in on the first 2028 commitment, a quarterback from up your way. So that's one to keep a close eye on here in the coming, 10 days or so, a couple of weeks. All that more auburnsports.com. You can follow me on Twitter /X at BMattAU.
Thank you, brother.
Thanks, Brian.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate you guys.
All right, let's get a break in. Talking Ball 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
You're listening to Talkin' Ball on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Right now, we're dealing with a couple of accidents, none in the metro area of Huntsville, Scottsboro, or Athens, or Decatur. These are down near Cullman. One is Alabama 157 in the Battleground community. They're calling it West Point, but Battleground Volunteer Fire Department on the scene with it. Overturned vehicle there on 157 in County Road 1212. That's going to slow you down quite a bit. And the other one is going to stop you completely. They are turning around traffic on Alabama 69 in the community of Bug Tussle right outside of Dodge City because of an overturned truck in the road and injuries. That's going to take a while to clean up. So if you're headed to 69 to take it down to Jasper or over like to the Alabama Fire College, be careful. You will have to get an alternate route. Keep the seatbelts buckled and be safe with the most accurate traffic report in the Tennessee Valley. I'm David Cruz, Mr. Traffic.
Normally, when you call a roofing company, all you hear is, you need a new roof. Not when you call Fleming Roofing and Restoration. Since 1965, the folks at Fleming have been focused on what you need, whether it's an easy repair or a full roof replacement, commercial or residential. And when it comes to storm damage, you want Fleming on your side. They know all the ins and outs of insurance claims and will guide you through the entire process. Log on FlemingHSV.com and book your free estimate today. Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
You invest in your customers with your heart, soul, and skill. Well, it's time to invest in yourself with the next generation Cat 255 compact track loaders from Thompson Tractor. After all, those who give their best deserve the best. And this machine has it all. With features that include a more powerful engine, tri-axle truck loading capabilities, a spacious cab, and a smooth ride for all-day comfort. Thompson Tractor knows how much value you place on your customer satisfaction. It's how you build your business. It's also how we build ours. Since 1957, hardworking folks like you have counted on Thompson to provide the absolute best lineup of equipment in the industry, all backed by a customer service and product support team that time and again have proven to be second to none. It's all about maintaining peak performance. Always has been, always will be. Visit ThompsonTractor.com for details. Thompson Tractor, we're here for you.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
A wise man once said, if you take care of old folks and children, everything in the middle will take care of itself.
Hi, I'm Danny Aldridge, lawyer in Alabama and Tennessee. In the next 20 years, the number of those folks over 65 years of age will more than double. In our golden years, the most important goal is to be treated with dignity and have control over doing what makes you grateful with those you love. At the Aldridge Law Firm and the Legal Town Center, we're dedicated to help you with these goals, and we'll be there when life throws you those inevitable curveballs. Let us assist you with your legal needs, whatever they may be or become. You may reach us by phone at 256-534-3188 or online with Dan at danaldridgelaw.com. Just remember, we're here to help. Whether it's personal injury, wrongful death, fraud and cheat, or estate planning made complete, we're here to help.
You've been paying on that life insurance policy for years, but maybe you don't really need it anymore, or it's gotten a bit too expensive. Well, before you just let it expire, let Neighbors Insurance Solutions share with you some alternatives that you haven't considered. Don't throw away something that still may have great value for you. If you want to learn more about what Neighbors Insurance Solutions can do for you, call 256-763-7693. A death benefit could be a life benefit. Learn more at 256-763-7693.
This segment of Talkin' Ball is brought to you by University Kia, the #1 volume Kia dealer in the state of Alabama. Located online at universitykia.com.
We're just about ready to say goodbye to hour number 1 here on Talking Ball, 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Scott Tyson, Drew DeArmond. It is a Wednesday morning, 7:54 with you. A lot of stuff still to get through in hour number 2 and in hour number 3. Coming up at the top of the hour, Thomas Ashworth. We'll get him on the phone, get his thoughts on this. When we had our high school football media days a couple weeks ago, Thomas kind of put this in our ears saying, hey, look, I'm hearing that there is this new private league willing to form. He goes, I don't know much about it yet. He goes, but it's kind of interesting. And indeed, it has formed, and our private schools have an option. I don't know how many of them really are considering that option, but they have an option if they want to leave the High School Athletic Association.
Yeah, there's a second option for them. We're going to talk to Thomas about that. He's in Montgomery for a board meeting, so it'll be interesting to get his thoughts on that. He also was able to confirm with Dale Pruitt that Rush Probst was not going to join the staff at Plainview High School. That was hot and heavy, and we're at the end of our show yesterday, and then basically debunked the rest of the day. So we'll get his thoughts on that and this high school, private school sports issue with them where they can separate from the AHSAA. We're talking about separation with the SEC and the Big Ten, which I think is a bunch of bloviating and posturing. But
it's called the Gulf States Independent Athletic Association is what it's officially called.
Yep. So I'm interested to get the 411 from Thomas, who's always dialed in there. I wish everything was still kind of status quo and the AHSAA continued to make changes and tweaks, but we know that they made some major moves in the offseason to separate the public and the private schools, and we'll see if this is permanent or if this is just kind of a trial thing for 2 years, but certainly looking forward to catching up with Thomas Ashworth.
Yeah, I'm curious to see. I'm curious to get a feel on how many of the private schools in this area would actually want to leave the High School Athletic Association. I can't imagine at this point a lot of them in this area wanting to leave. I just don't. A lot of this, I think, is in the southern part of the state for some reason. I don't know. We'll have to get Thomas Ashworth thoughts on that. Coming up next.
This is Brent Musburger's VSiN Action Update on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Drivers who switch to Progressive have an annual savings of nearly $750. Progressive.com.
Braves and Mets rained out at Citi Field yesterday. They will play a day-night doubleheader today. In the first game, the Braves minus 115 with A.J. Smith-Shawver on the hill. Sean Manaea minus 105. 8.5 under the total. In the nightcap, the Braves $1.62 favorite with Chris Sale on the hill, 11-6, 2.19 ERA. Christian Scott for the Mets plus 134, 7.5 under the total. The PGA Tour this week, Cameron Young, the plus 950 favorite to win the Rocket Classic at the Detroit Golf Club. Xander Schauffele plus 1550, Chris Cotterup plus 1750. For more, go to VSIN.com. Mike Sennett, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Tom Abraham here for my friends at All About Water. Crazy name, huh? Well, let me introduce you to them. All About Water is the top pond builder anywhere in the Tennessee Valley, and that includes remodeling or cleaning out existing ponds as well. They also have monthly maintenance plans for your pond. Don't have a pond? Well, how about a fountain or water feature for your property to bring that soothing sound of running water to your happy place? On the other hand, maybe you have water on your property that you don't want. Well, Ryan at All About Water is all about water, so he could take care of that as well. He has a background in fluid dynamics, and what that means is that he could take care of any water issue that you have. Finally, how about that irrigation system that you have or that you want? Well, they do installs and maintenance and repairs on those as well because they are all about water. Learn more at allaboutwaterllc.com. That's allaboutwaterllc.com.
WZZN, Union Grove, Huntsville, Alabama. 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
SportsMed is the official team physicians of the Rocket City Trash Pandas. And if the pros trust SportsMed, you can too. SportsMed provides every service you might need for complete orthopedic care, specializing in orthopedic surgery, sports medicine, joint replacement, spine surgery, neurosurgery, and podiatry. And they offer their own brace shop, in-house full-body MRI, physical therapy, walk-in clinic, and so much more. 4 locations and on the web at sportsmedalabama.com.
This hour brought to you by SportsMed Orthopedic and Spine Center. Online at sportsmedalabama.com. Talkin' Ball with Scott Tyson and Drew DeArmond. Call into the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline now, 256-576-4977. That's 256-576-4977. Now, here's Scott and Drew.
Hour 2, brought to you by Sportsmed Orthopedic Surgery and Spine Center, dedicated to providing care that improves lives. SportsMedAlabama.com, 256-881-5151 to experience that SportsMed difference. They are North Alabama's leader in sports medicine surgery. They are also state-of-the-art orthopedic urgent care and the most comprehensive spine team in North Alabama. They are SportsMed Orthopedic Surgery and Spine Center, dedicated to providing care that improves lives. We ended hour number 1 by giving you a little bit of a preview of what we're going to kick off hour 2 with. And we mentioned it won't be long before the start of the high school football season is upon us. That first Thursday night, we'll see a slew of games, especially in North Alabama. That'll be August 20th. The first big Friday night under the lights comes on August 21st. And don't forget, here in the Rocket City, the high school football season also continues on Saturday, August 22nd, as Columbia will play a Saturday game at Milton Frank Stadium, a big game for Sammy Coates and company. So you're going to have 3 good days of high school football here in the Rocket City, the 20th, the 21st, and the 22nd of August. But between now and then, there's a lot of stuff that's got to get settled in the boardroom.
Yeah, and our good friend Thomas Ashworth is all over that in our capital city of Montgomery. A lot of things going on in the public and private school sector, and he does a great job covering our area for AL.com. And he's, of course, an award-winning sports writer that has covered our area now for the last couple of years, and we always enjoy catching up with him. And, of course, he'll be a frequent guest for us during high school football season, covering our area. And the high school football is a big topic right now. Thomas, good morning. You're with Drew and Scott. How are you?
Hey, doing good. How are y'all doing?
Doing good, bub.
We're doing pretty good, man. Just first of all, we'll get the debunking out of the way, because
how did that go sideways?
You did a really good job of reaching out to Dale Pruitt, who always answers his phone. I can attest to that.
Yes, he does.
Certainly, he was getting a lot of calls yesterday, but we saw that report about Rush Probst potentially joining the staff, and made it known, it was reported by On3 that he might be joining that staff at Plainview. But yourself and others. But we want to give you the credit. You quickly debunked that talking to Dale Pruitt yesterday.
Yeah, well, this was something that we had heard like a few months ago might happen.
Gotcha.
And then just from, some coaches have their ear close to the ground. And, it seemed like it kind of fell through. I was actually talking to one coach about the whole thing, that it had the transfers and everything. And I just mentioned, I heard this might happen, but it sounds like it's not going to work out. And then a week later, there it was. And then we had obviously our Mike Perrin called, and Dale, and was in Dale Pruitt fashion said, yeah, it's just a bunch of internet crap. And if I could think of one thing Dale Pruitt would say, it'd probably be that. But and then it was just weird situation. I mean, it just seemed like the people that reposted it and shared it in the national media just took the fired coaches whatever page as truth. And I mean, that's the same page that said Jamie Dubose was going to Central Phoenix City, I believe. And obviously that didn't happen. But it was just a tough day for journalism in that regard. Just, a lot of bad stuff being circulated. But yeah, really weird thing. Like I said, that was kind of what was looking like was going to happen a few months ago. I think it was March or April maybe when we heard that. But it's really weird situation, especially when social media is so big, and now there's less accountability than ever, because you can just delete whatever.
Yep.
If you just post something, it's like, oh, we'll just move on to the next thing, or say, oh, I'm hearing something's happening, and then if nothing happens, then it's like, oh, oh well, let's move on to the next thing. So kind of a mix of a lack of accountability and just a really weird reporting day. So yeah, quickly debunked claims there.
The word we learned in Tampa, trolls?
Well, you could call it that, but like Thomas, what he's referencing, and this happened several months ago because I saw them both playing this summer for Plainview's basketball team. They got Kyle and Johnson, who I believe was the MVP for Coosa Christian last year in the state championship game, and then Mac Long, Wes Long's son, Wes Long, a quarterback at Gunnersville and at the University of Alabama. He was the quarterback for Coosa Christian last year. They both show up at Plainview, and so you start trying to connect the dots. And like Thomas said, that's when that probably started. But look, man, if you had to write a book about Rush Probst, it would be like Choose Your Own Adventure, where at times you'd end up going over the waterfall, and then at times he shows up at Coosa last year and wins the state championship. He has had one of the strangest, an outstanding Hall of Fame career, 8 state championships, but there has been more twists and turns in his journey than just about anybody you can follow.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah. I mean, like you said, I mean, the dude can win football games like nobody else. And I mean, obviously he kind of rebuilt that last year at Coosa, but like every time he builds something, it just gets burned down by something, whether it's, a secret family or whatever it is, at Hoover, and then the whole thing in Valdosta and Pell City and all the distractions. I mean, it's just everything that, he builds up and, things like that, like all these seasons are just kind of, you think twice about it, like, oh, well, this happened. Oh, well, this happened. And I mean, he's taking accountability for that. I'll give him credit. I mean, every time he talks, it's like that's kind of one of the first things that he wants to say is like, look, I did this stuff, but, this happened in the past and this is, how it is. But, I mean, this, like every single time something happens, another thing happens. So it's like you said, if it wasn't for everything else, it would be a Hall of Fame career, and he might still be at Hoover. Who knows? But it's just a really interesting biography for somebody who wants to write it. I bet they'd make a bunch of money.
Well, you are in Montgomery today, and there's a lot. There's a lot of stuff to talk about before we get to the season, which is in like 22 days or 23 days. And Thomas, a lot of that centers around this new Gulf States Independent Athletic Association. And for those that have no idea what that is, we've tried to explain it, but kind of let our listeners know what this is and how it may affect high school football and high school athletics here in the state.
Yeah, I mean, it's one AISA coach that decided to, I guess they want to break away from the HSAA just because of everything that's happening. And, I mean, they formed this new league. There have been talks about a potential new league and the development, but this is kind of the furthest it's been, I guess. There's a name. It sounds like there were hundreds of people at an interest meeting of a potential breaking away from the HSAA for some of the private schools. And it's a big development, I think. The fact that a bunch of schools and coaches and administrators are meeting is telling. It kind of tells that they're dissatisfied. And I think that there's valid reasons for some coaches to be dissatisfied. It just kind of depends on where you are as a program in a school. But I mean, it's kind of mixed for me as far as how deep this is going to go. I think that there's legitimacy to it. It's certainly a real organization, but once you get past that, I mean, there's just so many hurdles you have to get over. A lot of coaches that I've talked to have said that you have to have NFHS backing, and if you don't have that, then you're not really anything at all. That's the way that it is, and that's going to be tough to get because it's my understanding, and I could be wrong, that they only have, I think it's really hard to get NFHS backing, unless you're just a really reputable organization like the HSAA. And I don't know if they do one per state or what, but it would be tough for them to get this early in the process and everything. So, and I mean, look, I've seen some people say like, oh, this is going to be the new Super League with Thompson and playing Buford every week, and Viger going to play Grayson, like that kind of stuff. And I don't think that's true. It's if I had to pick one or the other, I think it would be more like a rebranded AISA, maybe with some schools who are dissatisfied with the choice to move and from the with the HSA's new public-private split. And I think there's a couple of schools, maybe Lee Scott and Glenwood, and that's not. I don't have any sources in that, but that's just a hypothetical, saying, look, they're having to travel so far for so many games and they're closer to this. But again, I mean, Glenwood, it's like they won a couple of baseball championships. They were really good at basketball, and granted, they're best players at a new school now, but they've been good at basketball. They've been really good at softball. I mean, and Lee Scott won a soccer championship in Huntsville not long ago. And they've been good at football, and they were really growing basketball program. And I mean, there's those two schools that I mentioned. I mean, there's not really any true benefit for them as far as competition moving to a new league that's kind of the old schools they were playing. Because I mean, Glenwood and Lee Scott, I mean, I think they're pretty new in the HSAA as in terms of the whole history of it. So it's tough to just see, anything more than a rebranded AISA, I guess is the best way to put it, until, something really big happens. But, I mean, I think it's an interesting development for sure. So we'll see what happens. I mean, the talks are only going to intensify, and I think that we may find some stuff out from this board meeting that may change a few things with the private school split, or whatever you want to call it.
We're talking to Thomas Ashworth, prep sports writer covering North Alabama for AL.com. Another thing, too, I would be surprised if many public schools wanted to move, because the AHSAA, it didn't really affect the public schools nearly as much as the private from a travel standpoint, especially the bigger schools, like you mentioned, Thompson. It didn't really change their situation much. And talking to coaches, as we did at our media day, because we have a mix of public and private, especially from a public school standpoint, as far as scheduling and even travel, it didn't affect them much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think that those two schools and there's some other schools that probably, like, I think like American Christian and Tuscaloosa, like, they're not even close to Montgomery, so they're not even a part of this. But it's an example of one of those schools that got really hit by this. And we've seen some of those, reclassification cycles where you have, like, for example, like Anniston in a region where they're going to Hanley and like those areas and every single week. But I mean, this is if this is like a, long time commitment, that's a ton of money. I mean, you're thinking about, the diamond sports, football and baseball and basketball, and where they're playing a ton of games. It's just a lot of money. And obviously that's different for softball and baseball because they're smaller areas, but it still applies if you're, that team that your closest opponent's in Birmingham and you're in Auburn or whatever whatever the map is. But it doesn't really affect the public schools as much. So there's no real benefit. And if you're Thompson, are you really going to leave the HSA when you're winning a bunch of championships? And even if you're a team like, Bob Jones who hasn't won a title in a while, you're not going to leave just because it's new and it's happening. But the strength of schedule and the competition and everything just isn't worth it to leave unless there's, a bunch of teams from your area leaving, and that's never going to happen, in my opinion.
Thomas Ashworth from AL.com, kind enough to spend some time with us. He is live in Montgomery. Thomas, what do you think then will come of today? What is the point of today's meetings?
Yeah, well, one of the bigger, more notable orders of businesses they're going to apparently hear from Pell City and Mary T. Montgomery, and who were issued postseason bans, which was a big part of Heath Harmon's plan, was enforcing the rules, or whatever the terminology he wanted to use was, but enforcing the rules. They got a postseason ban for I don't remember what the exact term was, but it was something with ineligible players or something along those lines. It's different for both schools, but there's going to be a hearing for that today, and there's some talk of the postseason being changed again for private schools. So. And that's kind of been a talk for a little while, but this is the first time they're meeting in a little while, I think. So those are kind of the two main things. And obviously there's some other stuff that might happen, but those are kind of the two main things that they're watching. And but you never really know what's going to come of this. I mean, there's always something that's especially when they don't meet for a long time. So, but those are kind of the two main things: is the hearings and then the private school stuff.
Well, and then and of course those hearings would involve. Zach Golson was, I think suspended for Mary Montgomery, and he'd done a great job there. And then, of course, we know Jake Gaines had moved after winning a state championship at Moody in the 4A classification, I believe it was. He moves on to Pell City, and then Pell City's. We'll see. They got involved with Rush Probst a few years ago, so now it's been a circus for like 3 years. So Nick Gentry was dismissed. He's joined the Thompson staff over there with Mike Vickery, as well as Thompson continues to strengthen their situation. But I will say before you go, though, very good article, very interesting stuff. Scott and I have already kind of previewed it. We're excited for that Saturday opportunity for Sammy Coates.
Yep.
And you talked about Columbia, making a bigger commitment to athletics during this summer and this off season before our calendar gets started in August.
Yeah, I mean, I think that they're, and this is just the outside looking in, but I mean, I think their principal, Dr. Ritchie, does a very good job, I think, in a short time as far as athletics, and he seems like an athletics-minded guy. I mean, I was told that there's, there was one school that was in my old coverage area when I worked in Anniston. They said the two things that you can do is strengthen your academics and strengthen your football team. And if you do one, the other is going to happen. So, and obviously Columbia is at a different place than a lot of other schools, or every other school pretty much, as far as recent success. And but I think there's a legitimate investment going into that. I mean, they've doubled their roster size almost. They've made some pretty notable hires for Columbia, and Sammy Coates is obviously a part of that, and he's done a great job. And then on basketball, they've hired two really good coaches. Lee Riley has won a championship at Viger, and then Shanice McKinney-Sims was a former WNBA player who's had success at some schools across the state. So, like you said, it's really good to see a legitimate investment being put in, because it's tough. It's kind of you can go back on this. Just it's tough to get investment, and football, especially in Huntsville, in the Huntsville area, that's just kind of how it is, and that's the culture. But when you're talking about relative to Birmingham and Mobile and all those areas, but it's good to see legitimate investment in Columbia, and I think it'll pay off. And I'm excited to see how they do that Saturday game. It'll be interesting to see.
Well, I think we're all rooting for them to have success. I mean, if there's somebody that you want to see win, you don't care. I mean, let's get a team get a win. That's Columbia.
Yeah, no doubt about that. And we'll have a check from Bryant Bank waiting on him.
All you got to do is get a win. Just get a win, folks.
Well,
that's
Well, have Thomas Ashworth put him on alert on your X account. I mean, I don't have one right now, but a lot of these other folks do. But,
you can create one.
But put him on alert, because he may have some more breaking news today coming up live from Montgomery. He's kind of hinted at that. But, Thomas, let everybody know how to follow you.
Yeah, we got a lot of, obviously, like we talked about, a lot of stuff coming on AL.com. And this stuff will be all over the place. So subscribe to your local newspaper or follow all your reporters on Twitter, because it's going to be a big week, it sounds like, for high school sports.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Thomas.
Yep, appreciate you guys.
All right, Thomas Ashworth, kind enough to spend some time with us in Montgomery ahead of today's meetings. Let's get a break in, shall we? We'll talk more about that and more when we return.
You're listening to Talkin' Ball on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
The End Zone Sports Bar has done it again. This time, they're bringing their jumbo wings, handcrafted burgers, Tex-Mex, and New York-style pizza to the Midtown District with their new location on McMurtry Drive Northwest opposite the Target Plaza. Tuesdays at the End Zone means half-price burgers, and Wednesday is $1 jumbo wings all day long. The End Zone also features Sunday ticket for all your NFL viewing. The newest End Zone Sports Bar in the Midtown District on McMurtry near the Target Plaza. Get in the End Zone.
You invest in your customers with your heart, soul, and skill. Well, it's time to invest in yourself with the next generation Cat 255 compact track loaders from Thompson Tractor. After all, those who give their best deserve the best. And this machine has it all. With features that include a more powerful engine, tri-axle truck loading capabilities, a spacious cab, and a smooth ride for all-day comfort. Thompson Tractor knows how much value you place on your customer satisfaction. It's how you build your business. It's also how we build ours. Since 1957, hardworking folks like you have counted on Thompson to provide the absolute best lineup of equipment in the industry, all backed by a customer service and product support team that time and again have proven to be second to none. It's all about maintaining peak performance. Always has been, always will be. Visit ThompsonTractor.com for details. Thompson Tractor, we're here for you.
You've got to experience Toyotathon at Bill Penny Toyota. They've got the selection with over 700 new Toyotas to choose from. And they've got the extras with Bill Penny perks and a 10-year unlimited warranty. So get on over to Bill Penny Toyota today and experience Toyotathon. Bill Penny Toyota in Huntsville and online at BillPennyToyota.com. Bill Penny's Toyota 10-year unlimited warranty is valid through the 10th year of ownership. Valid on new vehicles only. See dealer for details.
There's power in caring when it is put into action. Each year, our bankers serve on nonprofit boards, support our local educators, and volunteer with our hometown food bank. I'm Bobby Humphrey, Vice President of Business Development for Bryan Bank, and community service is just not a line item in our mission statement. It's who we are. Because after all, Alabama is our home too. That kind of commitment to community might not be what you would expect from a bank, but it's exactly what you can expect from us. Give us a call or stop by one of our 2 offices in the Huntsville area and experience unbeatable service and legendary results.
Bryan Bank Equal Housing Lender, NMLS ID 2428943, member FDIC.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
Hi, I'm Danny Aldridge, lawyer in Alabama and Tennessee. At the Aldridge Law Firm in the Legal Town Center, we'll be there when life throws you those inevitable curveballs. Let us assist you with your legal needs, whatever they may be or become. You may reach us by phone at 256-534-3188. Just remember, we're here to help. Whether it's personal injury, wrongful death, fraud and cheat, or estate planning made complete, we're here to help.
Listen to the Rocket City Trash Pandas all season long.
Swung on, rocketed, left center field. That's going to get down and go to the wall. Montanelli at first. He's on his way to second, and he'll pull in. There's the first ever cycle in Trash Pandas history.
Trash Panda Baseball is only on Talk Radio WZZN.
Yeah, this one right here goes out to all the babies, mamas.
Clock says 8:23. It's a Wednesday morning here on Talking Ball, 97.7 ESPN. And that was very interesting with Thomas Ashworth, who is in Montgomery ahead of today's board meetings with the Alabama High School Athletic Association. And it was interesting to get his thoughts. We know now, we forgot about the Pell City stuff and all of that, trying to get their right back to
Pell City and Mary Montgomery are not in our right coverage area, but if you followed the off season and these happened pretty early in the summer, Jake Gaines took the job at Pell City very shortly after winning his first state championship at Moody. And then miraculously, there was a lot of Moody football players matriculating to Pell City, including some Division I level talents. And, Jake Gaines was suspended. And then even before him, Zach Golson. And it was supposedly for recruiting. Zach has, kind of vehemently opposed it. And I think that's why they're probably one of the reasons this hearing is taking place. He's done a really good job at Mary Montgomery, but again, we'll see what happens in both those situations. Sounds like from what Thomas said, there may be a little bit of different circumstances in both cases, but we'll see if there's any resolution to it.
Yeah.
But we're definitely following the private school situation as well. Doesn't sound like there's a lot of buzz about the private schools, especially in North Alabama, making the jump to said conference.
Yeah, we said that. We have a feeling. We had a feeling that was the case.
Yeah, even though I know that there is some worry about the long-term viability of what they're doing.
Right.
But I did think it was interesting too that Thomas said there could be an adjustment to the playoff format.
I think that is the key. Because I think a lot of the private schools in the area, they're not happy with, and not happy, but they just want answers on how the playoffs will actually work and how they're gonna work in the future. You know, to have 16 teams in one and more in the other. How's it gonna work? You know, does everybody make it? Do you get buys? How's the structure gonna work? I think if they could get answers as far as that goes, I think they'd feel a lot better. And look, I mean, the High School Athletic Association does a lot of good things. They just, in this case here, they had to figure something out. And Heath Harmon will tell you this is a 2-year thing. It's not going to be perfect at first. And I think at the end of the 2 years, what we see now it's going to look completely different in 2 years. They're going to iron it out. They're going to figure it out. But I don't think it's a cause to leave the High School Athletic Association. All right, 8:26 here on a Wednesday morning, 256-576-4977. The phone lines are open. You can join us if you would like to here on a Wednesday. We're far from being done. Coming up here in a few minutes, Charlie Plott will join us. We'll kind of break down the Open Championship. Why were there so many 62s on the Open Championship? Jackson Coyven getting his first win. Mentally, how tough is that? Because we had 13 starts, but just 3 since making it since becoming a pro
and winning it.
The pressure's now on. You know, what does that do mentally to him? And just get an update on the golf season. Old Charlie Plott on the other side of this break.
You're listening to Talkin' Ball on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Travel accommodations for 97.7 ESPN The Zone provided by University Kia. Your Fox 54 weather.
I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. A partly sunny sky this afternoon. Temperatures climbing into the upper 80s and lower 90s. Where I think we're really going to win today is the lack of humidity that's going to build in, especially as we head into the middle and later part of the afternoon. We drop into the mid-60s as we head into the overnight. Thursday going to be fantastic. Plenty of sunshine, low humidity. Temperatures climbing into the upper 80s.
Your Fox 54 weather. Only on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
These days, saving time is important, and saving money is even more so. That's where Eagle Masonry and Insulation comes in. Over the years, Eagle has expanded their services to meet the needs of folks like you in our area. If you need masonry, brick, stone, or block work, Eagle should be your first call. They can even help if your property needs grading, erosion control, and Eagle can handle dirt haul-off. Call Eagle Masonry and Insulation today at 256-755-1556. Eagle saves you time, and Eagle saves you money.
Hi, this is Wes Neighbors. I'm here with Sam Fleming with Fleming Roofing and Restoration. Sam, tell the folks about Fleming Roofing and Restoration.
Hey, Wes. Our company, Fleming Roofing and Restoration, specializes in commercial and residential roofing and repairs. I'm a fifth-generation Huntsvillian, and our family's been doing construction business in Huntsville area since 1965.
Sam, what kind of roofs does Fleming Roofing and Restoration do?
Our guys are skilled enough. We can come out and address any kind of leaks or issues you might have on your commercial, on your metal roofing, on your shingles. We can do anything, and we can offer you a solution to repair it, or we can replace it.
You guys also do insurance restoration.
Our staff has 10-plus years of experience as insurance adjusters, and we really do know the inside and out of the claims process at Fleming Roofing and Restoration.
Check out Fleming Roofing and Restoration online at FlemingHSV.com, or you can call or text them at 256-651-9440.
Hey, Wes, we show up.
Hey, I'm Bobby White, and we've got the hottest deals on the coolest rides in North Alabama during our summer sales event at Lynn Layton Ford in Decatur. With your good credit, get 0% financing, 0 payments for 90 days, 0 cost of maintenance for 2 years, and $1,000 down payment assistance on a huge selection of new Fords. Get up to $10,000 off MSRP on remaining 25 Broncos. $10,000 off. While they last, get up to $7,000 off MSRP on 25 Bronco Sports. $7,000 off. Factory fresh new 26 F-150 STX crew cabs started under $41,000, and Lynn Layton Ford will never add any dealer dock fee or ridiculous upcharge. Don't miss out on 0%, 0 payments for 90 days, 0 cost for maintenance for 2 years, and $1,000 down payment assistance on a huge selection of new Fords. Hurry to Lynn Layton Ford in the heart of Ford country, just a mile south of the Beltline in Decatur, or LynnLaytonFord.com.
In the market for a new or used car? Look no further than Hyundai of Decatur. With a large inventory of new, used, and certified pre-owned Hyundai models, Greenway Hyundai of Decatur is here to service all of your Hyundai needs. Come visit our exceptional service department as well. With state-of-the-art facilities and a caring team of automotive professionals waiting to service your vehicle, make Hyundai of Decatur your #1 choice for all your automotive needs. Give them a call today at 256-274-0279 or visit them online at greenwayhyundaiofdecatur.com.
Listen to the Rocket City Trash Pandas all season long.
Swung on, lifted, deep left, back goes O'Donnell, he looks up, it's done, and it's over! Denzer again, the goose is loose!
Trash Panda Baseball is only on Talk Radio WZZN.
All right, 8:31 here on a Wednesday morning. Welcome back in. The halfway point of the week is upon us. Scott Tyson, Drew DeArmond, welcome in, 8:31. We mentioned before the break that the majors are all done on the golf side. The Open Championship, the last one to finish. And what a major it was if you wanted to see some really impressive scores. We also talked on Monday about Jackson Koiven, the former Auburn golfer, picking up his first PGA Tour win, holding off Scottie Scheffler, but doing so in just his third start since declaring being a professional. He had like 13 starts coming into this. 10 of those, I believe, was on the amateur side. So his last one came in the last. So he didn't play in the Open. So it would have been, I think, the PGA Championship, I think he played, or maybe the U.S. Open he played in. He did play in a couple majors this year, did Koiven. But anyway, he picks up his win. Now, mentally, what does that do for him?
Well, I mean, certainly he's off to a great start in his young career and was a two-time national champion at Auburn, two-time player of the year. And only in his third start on the PGA Tour does he set a course record and take home $1.5 million. So it's great to be Jackson Koiven right now. We always enjoy talking golf with our golf analysts. And, of course, he is part of Plott Performance. And we were going to also, since we didn't have a chance, we really hadn't had a chance to talk a lot of British Open with him because, like a lot of people, in these July and August months, you take a small break. He went on vacation with the family, but certainly had his finger on the pulse with the British Open, and it was quite a finish. And Jackson Koiven is a guy that I think he's going to be tracking quite a bit in the coming years as we restart the majors next April. But again, another great year of golf and about 13, 14, 15 tournaments left on the PGA Tour now. Charlie Plott joins us on the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline. Charlie, welcome back. You're with Drew and Scott. How are you?
I'm wonderful. Sorry I missed you all on vacation, but it sounds like you were at SEC Media.
We were taking our own not vacation, but it was a huge work week, but we certainly enjoyed Tampa. I can tell you
Man, that sounds like fun.
Yeah. No, let me tell you. Hey, so we did keep an eye on the Open a little bit, the Open Championship.
Did.
Charlie, I mean, the course was dry. They were able to attack it. I know the wind was there a little bit, but my goodness, why did we see so many 62s that week?
362.
Yeah.
That's crazy, but there had been some at that course before. And, if the wind isn't bad, and they caught a break with the fact that it was really dry, and if people watched it, the fescue was brown. So there were less consequences for missing the fairway.
Just ask Bryson.
Ryan Fox was talking about the fact that he played some drivers where he wouldn't normally simply because the odds that he could advance it if he missed the fairway were much better than in other British Opens. So it definitely lent itself to some low scores. The greens were not concrete, but the fairways were, and my goodness, balls were just going and going and going. People were driving over 400 yards, and it was there for the taking if you could do it.
Yeah, and like I was saying, we certainly saw that the rough was brown, and Bryson DeChambeau stomped all over it.
I have so many thoughts about that, watching it as it happened. I saw a meme come through yesterday that they were going to do an SVU thing on Bryson, Special Victims Unit. First of all, the grass was really stomped down from people looking for his ball. That's the first observation I have. And then the one that looked so bad, Bryson picks up his foot and steps on a big clump of grass. Everybody's freaking out. I went back and watched that over and over again, and the grass springs right back up to the place it was. It didn't change anything, but the look was just awful. And we had the rules officials being influenced by social media. I don't believe Bryson was doing anything, but there's such a history to this sort of stuff. There was a British Open, and I can't remember the details of it. I just remember it when I was younger. And a guy was near a bush, and he was taking a practice swing, and a little tiny branch broke off the bush that was in his backswing, and he got penalized because you can't do that. That was improving the path of his club, and he didn't mean to do it. He touched it, and it was just a brittle branch. And my favorite, I remember, is Craig Stadler playing at now what is the Farmers Insurance Open, hit a drive under a tree, and it was muddy, and to keep his pants from getting dirty, he laid a towel down. Well, he created a lie. He improved his condition. And people called in on the phone. There was no internet then. They called CBS, and and he ended up being penalized. So I think if you're somebody in the spotlight and everybody's going to be looking at Bryson, you've got to be so careful not to even have the appearance. And boy, he failed on that miserably. I don't think he had intent, but it looked bad. It looked really bad.
Well, it's almost like golf needs a villain. But I mean, no, Patrick Reed kind of fills that spot. Bryson kind of fills that spot. And it's almost like golf needs a villain, or we feel like we need it. And so if Bryson or Patrick Reed do anything, it's like it's going to be highlighted because we want that.
And then Rory comes out and says, and I don't really like the guy. He goes, I deserved it, but he goes, he deserved a penalty. And obviously I don't really like the guy. I mean, the villain thing is there's so many things about Bryson that rub people wrong. I don't know if many of the listeners realize all of his irons are the same length. I think they're 6-iron length. And he does all of this stuff that's science-based, and it doesn't look pretty when he swings and when he plays and when he putts. And so he's just an oddball in that regard. The people I know who know him love him. He's apparently just a great guy. But man, it got attention drawn to golf like crazy, and he's got to know better. And I think it kind of speaks to the in his own world sort of place where he's at. But you know that if every camera is going to be trained on you, you have to live above reproach, and just the way he was stomping around through there sure didn't look that way.
We're talking to Charlie Plott from Plott Performance, just breaking down what happened, and what was ended up being a heck of a finish at the at Royal Birkdale at the British Open as Ryan Fox on the last hole, Charlie. What a finish. I mean, what a final round, a lot of drama, and it was his first major title and third tournament title overall.
So a lot of people don't know who in the world this guy is. He's a very good player. He is from New Zealand. This is the second New Zealander to win a major, and that was a British Open as well. Ryan has a very homemade-looking golf swing. As you all know, and I can look at golf swings and determine personality because there's a connection between that and movement. And he moves like somebody with a certain personality type. And when you hear him speak and learn more about him, it is absolutely who he is. He's a black and white sort of dude, very similar personality type to Ben Hogan, but much more outgoing. He's more extroverted. But he plays fast, and a lot of the guys with that personality type play fast. A lot of arm and hand motion. So you watch it, and it's like, that looks different. Well, it is. Just pounds it. He's been playing with a prototype driver. Now they're about to come out with it. I believe it's a Srixon driver. And he just loves it. And he used it as a deadly weapon out there. And on 18, a super hard hole, drove it just impeccably right down the right center and left himself a great approach shot, which he drilled right at the hole. And then if folks were watching, his playing partner putts up and taps in, and before you can even hardly get the cameras on him, he's walking into his putt and drains it right in the middle of the cup. And everybody's like, wow, that was fast. But that's Ryan Fox playing golf in a way that really fits his personality. And a delightful guy. Loved the interviews with him, just so honest, so open about everything. It was definitely a name nobody would have picked, but I think he will be a fun champion, and a lot of people will grow to like him as they get to know him.
Well, he's celebrating an Open. Jackson Coyvan celebrating the 3M, the former Auburn golfer, Charlie, and his third start since turning pro. 10 starts as an amateur for him. I mean, mentally, the pressure when you make that jump, I mean, the expectation is, oh my gosh, he's going pro. When's he going to win? When's he going to win? Mentally, that's a tough spot, and he answered it in 3 starts.
Well, and he didn't start great. I believe it was at the John Deere or before that, and didn't play well, didn't make a cut, and had done so in some of those starts as an amateur. A lot of people don't realize there's a pathway now for college golfers right onto the PGA Tour. Just like they take people qualifying from the Korn Ferry Tour and things like that, and from the World Tour, the DP World Tour, the top 10 college golfers, they do points and all of that. You earn your way to the PGA Tour. He actually earned it and decided to come back to Auburn again. And so you can exercise that whenever you want to. So I believe he has another year or two of eligibility left at Auburn. So he chose to turn pro and didn't knock it out of the park right off the bat. He won, I believe, 11 college tournaments, just frighteningly successful. When I worked with Danny Willett at Jacksonville State, I believe he won 7. But it wasn't the competition that Coyvan had played against. And then he comes out and sets a tournament record at 25 under par, bogey-free on the weekend, and the youngest player to win his first tournament with the world number 1 finishing second. So he was hearing people in the gallery chanting, "Here comes Scotty! Here comes Scotty!" and and just never blinked. I've got Auburn fans at the office, and they walk in yesterday, and the first thing they see, or when they see me, the first thing that comes out of their mouth is Coyvin. And it's like they are going to let it be known that he's put Auburn on the map with golf. And I'm like, guys, you've had Auburn guys in the past that have done this, but I think Coyvin will be the best ever. He should have an incredible career.
Yeah, that was the TPC Twin Cities, the 3M Open. What a win for Jackson Coyvin, finishing 25 under and winning the tournament over Scotty Scheffler, one of the best players in the world. Holding, and I think that's significant when you're able to have enough mental toughness that young to hold off Scotty Scheffler, who was charging hard.
Scotty was, and I believe that was his 5th or 6th second place this year.
Yeah.
It's got to be frustrating compared to what he's done in the past years. Winning 4, 5, 6 times in a year, and now. One win, but all of these second places. Scotty looked like he was beginning to make some putts, and I think we'll see a strong push by him. Interesting for Coyvin, to get into the playoffs this year, you have to be top 70 on the FedEx points list. That put Coyvin at 70.
Oof.
Wow.
Imagine that.
Well,
yeah. And so there's a President's Cup this year, so now there's dialogue of, if he plays well a couple more times, or if he wins one more, do you put him on the President's Cup team, and all of these things. They like to get people who are hot, and there are 6 captain picks. Brant Snedeker, a golfer who played at Vandy from up in Nashville.
Yeah.
He's the captain. So it will be interesting to watch, but boy, has he put himself on the map.
He really has. And what are you going to be watching for the rest of the golf season? As we know, the calendar's changed. It's still taking me some time to get used to it. Major's already over. But as we said, there's still tournaments to be played. Jackson Coyvin will have other opportunities to continue to add to his resume and move up in those President Cup standings. But what are you going to be watching for closely, Charlie?
Well, we have about 3 more tournaments, I think, until the playoffs start, and so you can, and that will end in Atlanta. And so you have that, and then right after that, you have the President's Cup.
That's
and
right.
then they have a fall series, and this is a great opportunity for those who are not the biggest names in golf to get in a lot of events. Things start changing, not next year, but the following year, and we'll start seeing 2 tiers on the PGA Tour itself. And so there's a lot of things to be learned about what golf is going to look like in the future, but it's headed in the direction of having a very elite level of tournaments, and then a lower level of PGA Tour events. And so a lot of people are looking for more and more news. So I'm going to keep my eyes on what's coming out of the tour office regarding how the future of golf is going to look.
Well, we know you're still going to be very busy with Plott Performance. Let everybody know about that, and we appreciate the time talking some golf on this Wednesday.
Well, people can go to plottperformance.com and fill out forms to send me emails regarding what their needs are. I had somebody do that yesterday and talk to the dad, and we have a lot of interaction now available on the website, assessments you can take for free to look at your personality. If you're a golfer, we have a report. If you're a basketball player, there's a report. What do people with your personality type do, and how do they play? Are there characteristics of folks that are like you, and their trends, their clear patterns? And then there's one to measure judgment. How important is that in sports, guys?
That's very important.
That's very important. So we've been in a lot of conversations, including Miami Hurricane football, trying to see if we can help them out along those lines. So go to Plott Performance, check it out. There's an easy way to reach me through that, and I look forward to talking to anybody who wants to reach out to me.
Absolutely. Just don't tell Miami not to think about Alabama. They get PTSD.
That is true. That is so true. And what's the opposite of PTSD? I have that every time I think about Miami.
Glorious memories. Thank you, Charlie.
Thanks, Charlie.
Thank you, guys.
Let's get a break in. Hour 2's done after this.
You're listening to Talkin' Ball on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
This is Jen with The Haven, a private event space located downtown Huntsville. If you haven't been before, this is the perfect spot for your event. Whether it's Christmas, the holidays, birthdays, weddings, rehearsal dinners, you name it, I can provide that perfect event for you. We tailor everything just for your needs, from food to flowers to the band to drinks. You name it, we've got it. The Haven, located at Meridian Crossings, downtown Huntsville.
I'm attorney Gary Lackey. I know your accident is the real thing, and they happen to real people.
I'm attorney Justin Lackey. There's a lot of talk right now about bigger, but when you've had a wreck, is bigger better?
I'm attorney Jennifer Lackey. Do you want to be just a case number?
With offices in Huntsville and Scottsboro, we take the time to help.
The Lackey Law Firm. The Lackey Law Family. 1-800-4-RIGHTS.
No representation is made that the quality of the legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
Hey folks, Arthur Seed, managing partner at University Kia, letting you know we are proud supporters of Alabama and Auburn football. Swing by University Kia today and check out our huge selections of brand new Kias, including the spacious Telluride 8-passenger SUV, the slick new K5, the sporty Kia Seltos. We've got perfect cars for every lifestyle and budget. Visit universitykia.com to view all our amazing offers and get pre-approved amenities, because we want to see you in a Kia. Roll Tide, War Eagle.
Hi, my name is Dan Aldridge. I'm here to let you know about the Aldridge Law Firm and the soon-to-be-announced Legal Town Center. I've been practicing law in Alabama since 1984, and I also practice in Tennessee. And I'm from North Alabama, and I'm here to represent you and take care of your legal needs. For many of us, hiring an attorney is not high on the priority list, and maybe a little scary. But it's something that we all need at some point. So by all means, do your homework. And if you need representation for car accident, wrongful death, medical malpractice, nursing home abuse, or estate planning, or any other matter, just give us a call at 256-534-3188. And you can email me at Dan, that is Dan at danaldridgelaw.com. Dan at danaldridgelaw.com. God bless America.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
Looking for your next great round of golf? Take the short drive from the Tennessee Valley to the Bear Trace at Tim's Ford in Winchester. This spectacular Jack Nicklaus designed 18-hole course sits along scenic Tim's Ford Lake, featuring rolling fairways, challenging greens, and lake views that'll make the trip well worth it. Whether you're planning a weekly foursome, a company outing, or just sneaking in a round, Bear Trace offers one of the best public golf experiences in the region. Book your tee time today at tnstateparks.com and play the Bear Trace at Tim's Ford.
This segment of Talkin' Ball is brought to you by University Kia, the #1 volume Kia dealer in the state of Alabama. Located online at universitykia.com.
Welcome back in. Hour number 2, just about done here this morning on Talking Ball, 97.7 ESPN The Zone. In case you missed it, head over to WZZN TV. You can listen to interviews with Bryan Matthews, Thomas Ashworth, Charlie Plott. We've had a full morning so far. We still got 60 more minutes to go. We're throwing a little bit of everything at everybody.
Yeah, we're trying to, certainly it's an interesting time of year before fall camp starts. in college football. Most of the NFL camps have now started, and of course, high school started this week. So, football right around the corner. Some interesting issues going on within the AHSAA and the private public school split. Thomas Ashworth was on with us. Of course, Jackson Coyven has been a big topic today because already winning in his third start on the PGA Tour. Charlie Plott and Bryan Matthews talking about that, plus talking a little Auburn football as they get ready to start the Alex Golish era on the Plains.
All right. There is, let's see, what did I say? Oh, the NCAA has suspended, this came out 5 minutes ago, from On3. So we got to be careful. But now Adam Sparks was the first one to report this. The NCAA is handing out a 2-game suspension for Arian Carter over a $427 flight. Tennessee linebacker, he will miss the first 2 games of the regular season after the NCAA has suspended him for accepting a $427 flight from an agent before he ultimately returning to Knoxville. It stems from his decision to enter the 26 NFL draft before later returning to Tennessee after suffering an injury while training. $427 flight. The NCAA says he committed a level 3 violation.
Anybody commits a violation when they play for Tennessee?
But with everything we have going on, the NCAA says a $427 flight will get you suspended for 2 games.
Play for Tennessee.
All right, hour 3 next.
Great food and the best live entertainment is what it's all about at the Furniture Factory Bar and Grill. Head to downtown Huntsville every Tuesday for karaoke on the only outdoor karaoke stage in North Alabama. Thursday night is the Valley's longest running and biggest bike night. Food and drink specials, giveaways, and live music on the patio. And the Furniture Factory menu is fully loaded with options from steaks to salads, plus a whole lot more. Featuring a weekday happy hour that starts at 3. 619 Meridian Street, downtown Huntsville, and online at FurnitureFactoryBarGrill.com.
Hi, my name is Dan Aldridge. I'm here to let you know about the Aldridge Law Firm and the soon-to-be-announced Legal Town Center. I've been practicing law in Alabama since 1984, and I also practice in Tennessee. And I'm from North Alabama, and I'm here to represent you and take care of your legal needs. For many of us, hiring an attorney is not high on the priority list, and maybe a little scary. But it's something that we all need at some point. So by all means, do your homework. And if you need representation for car accident, wrongful death, medical malpractice, nursing home abuse, or estate planning, or any other matter, just give us a call at 256-534-3188. And you can email me at Dan, that is Dan at danaldridgelaw.com. Dan at danaldridgelaw.com. God bless America.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
Hey folks, Arthur Seed, managing partner at University Kia, letting you know we are proud supporters of Alabama and Auburn football. Swing by University Kia today and check out our huge selections of brand new Kias, including the spacious Telluride 8-passenger SUV, the slick new K5, the sporty Kia Seltos. We've got perfect cars for every lifestyle and budget. Visit universitykia.com to view all our amazing offers and get pre-approved amenities. Because we want to see you in a Kia. Roll Tide, War Eagle.
This hour of Talkin' Ball is brought to you by Hyundai Decatur, located on the Beltline.
In the market for a new or used car? Look no further than Hyundai of Decatur. With a large inventory of new, used, and certified pre-owned Hyundai models, Greenway Hyundai of Decatur is here to service all of your Hyundai needs. Come visit our exceptional service department as well. With state-of-the-art facilities and a caring team of automotive professionals waiting to service your vehicle, make Hyundai of Decatur your #1 choice for all your automotive needs. Give them a call today at 256-274-0279 or visit them online at greenwayhyundaiofdecatur.com.
Welcome to Talkin' Ball with Scott Tyson and Drew DeArmond. Call into the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline now, 256-576-4977. That's 256-576-4977. Now, here's Scott and Drew.
And welcome back into hour number 3. Greenway Hyundai of Decatur helping us turn the keys to get hour 3 underway. Big thank you to them. You can find them online, greenwayhyundaiofdecatur.com. You can also pick up the phone and give them a call, 256-274-0279. That's Greenway Hyundai of Decatur and greenwayhyundaiofdecatur.com. The only reason why you need to travel over to Decatur to buy a car is to visit Greenway Hyundai of Decatur. Again, we ended hour 3 by letting you know that the NCAA has suspended Tennessee linebacker Aaron Carter for 2 games. He's going to miss the Furman game, the season opener, and he'll miss the week 2 matchup with Georgia Tech at Georgia Tech on September 12th. Those are the 2 games that he will miss because of a $427 flight from an agent before he ultimately returned back to Knoxville. I know it's Tennessee, but still, it just sounds crazy that you suspend somebody for a $427 flight in today's world of college athletics.
Does sound crazy. They also screwed Alabama in 2022, and officiating was horrendous and never should have been a loss for Alabama, so I don't feel sorry for Tennessee. Cry me a river. Hopefully they can still beat Georgia Tech without him, but I hope they lose.
Adam Sparks, the first one to
good to see Adam in
report
Tampa.
This one. He says, we disagree with the, this is Josh Heupel. He says, we disagree with the NCAA's ruling on punishing Aaron for a multi-game suspension this fall. He made the right decision for his future health and well-being. He will proudly graduate from Tennessee in public health with a Dean's List honors in August. Our team stands behind AC and his family, and we can't wait to be on the field with him during training camp next week. That was a response from the University of Tennessee. So there you go.
Go Jackets.
Now, as far as that goes, yes, you can root for that. I don't know. I don't know. They go after that, and there's other people doing other things in college football, and we don't go after half of the other stuff. We go over a $427. We attack for a $427 flight, but we don't go after the other stuff.
It's Tennessee.
It's the NCAA, though. They're hypocritical.
They are, and it's Tennessee. Don't feel sorry for the maggot balls. Never will.
No, I just feel sorry for the system. That's my point. The
system's been broken for years. Philip Fulmer broke enough of the rules.
I still wish you would have went to see him.
I would have just called in.
I still wish you would have gone to wherever he was at to see him.
Would have been good. They could have answered the phone. And I would have just said, hooray for Phil. Hooray at last. Hooray for Phil. He's a horse's ass. Congratulations.
Oh, buddies joined the same books as Ed Orgeron, Gene Chizik.
Yeah.
He's won a national championship.
On a dog's ass one day.
It was good to see. Didn't have a chance to talk to him, but Gene Chizik was at SEC Media Days. Got to get used to seeing him. Got to get used to seeing him on the broadcast side.
Yeah. Gene Chisel. Good to see him.
Yeah. Anyway, 256-576-4977. That is the number that you can join us here on a Wednesday morning as we keep you rolling along. Ross Dellinger.
He was in Tampa.
He was in Tampa. And today it's 9 o'clock, so the deadline has come and gone.
Right.
Ross Dellinger reported this morning that or actually reported yesterday in the afternoon that the SEC and the Big Ten were, quote unquote, on the clock when it came to the Protect College Sports Act. He says that the two conferences were congressional lawmakers handed them a revised edition, a 61-page revised legislation on the College Sports Act, and that lawmakers were giving the SEC and the Big Ten until 8 o'clock this morning to, I guess, weigh in on the revised editions. They gave them a deadline. That deadline has come and the deadline is gone.
No shock.
And nothing is, yeah. Nothing.
Yep. Crickets.
They didn't. Tony Petitti's a little busy right now. I don't think he's going to.
He's at media days. He doesn't have time.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he and Sankey are working through it. It was not going to get done. Look, the Senate and Congress and all these guys, they can try to. They're all of a sudden getting involved, which is good. But you're not going to pressure the Big Ten and the SEC into rushing through this and voting and helping a bill go through that it's not beneficial completely to them. And I'm sorry, we don't need socialism in college football. We got enough of it in the United States of America right now. That President Trump's trying to fix.
Yeah, they gave him a deadline to weigh in on a lot of things, and I am sure the SEC and the Big Ten, I'm sure they had conference calls in the morning to go over stuff and everything, but they're not at a point where. They're not at a point yet
They're
where
not ready to approve it.
No, there's a lot of stuff in there that needs to be still fixed.
Quit putting deadlines on things, because that's not going to fix it.
No,
this is not going to be an overnight fix. Just like pinheads took forever to get involved. Don't get me wrong. The NCAA, they've been asleep at the wheel for years. This is wanting Congress and the Senate to bail them out. But hey, we know. This is not going to be an overnight process.
256-576-4977. You can join us here on a Wednesday morning. One other note really to pass along, and one of the things when we were at SEC football media days, and I know you think, I don't know, Kentucky's kind of an interesting story because because Will Stein – was asked about whether or not, how is Kentucky going to win? He said, because of me. He said, the difference is because of me there. But now you wake up today and he's lost a big part of his staff there in Kentucky as GM Pat Biondo has stepped away ahead of the football season. And he was a big factor in building that roster for Kentucky, but they say it's personal reasons, and he asked to step away, but he is leaving Kentucky football.
Yeah, that's a significant development because I know recruiting was going well for them, and they had certainly built what they felt like was a good roster. Hopefully, whatever situation is affecting Pat Biondo, they can work past it.
Right.
But that's a significant development in Kentucky football there, no question.
The Wildcats finished with the 8th best transfer portal class in the country and the 4th best class in the SEC. They only trailed LSU, Texas, and Texas A&M as far as transfer portal classes go. They've had a strong start in building their 27 recruiting class, 25 commitments, 21st nationally, according to 247, and 22nd according to Rivals. They were able to get Kenny Minchie from Notre Dame out of the portal. They got Lance Hurd from Tennessee, C.J. Baxter from Texas. They got Ohio State, Baylor. They built a heck of a roster there in Kentucky. So that role there is, and to lose it so close to the start of the season is a big one. And Stein, remember, we had him on the airwaves here of 97.7 ESPN The Zone, and they hired him away from Oregon. He was on the plane with Stein when he got hired away from Oregon. So it's one of the best That was one of those first hires, if not the first hire he made.
Yeah, and he departs before the start of the season. It'll be interesting to see how Kentucky football pivots now going into Will Stein's first year. Certainly, he believes they can turn it around and turn it around quickly. Didn't end well under Mark Stoops, but certainly the most successful tenure with Mark Stoops. I believe 13 seasons in Lexington, a couple of 10-win seasons. Will Stein's going to be changing a lot of things, but now Pat Biondo moving on or stepping away from Kentucky, and we'll see what that entails and what that means for the future and how they replace him.
What's your thoughts on Kentucky this year? I mean, we had Nick Roush on, and I mean their second game of the year, September. Their second game is at home on September 12th with Alabama.
Well, I mean, I'm not sure, what to fully make. I don't think Kentucky's going to be a great football team. I certainly didn't pick them high in my preseason poll because they're undergoing such a dramatic change. Whoever picked them to win the SEC is probably Jeff from the Burroughs' cousin. That's all I can say. I
had him 13th. I picked him 13th in the league.
I mean, I think that they're certainly going to be interesting because they're going to be playing, I think, a completely different style in all three phases: offense, defense, and special teams. But I certainly didn't pick them high because I always take into account a transition. It's very difficult to have a good first year under a new coaching staff in this kind of environment. And so I picked Kentucky 13th as well. I just don't expect them to be a factor in the Southeastern Conference in the upper half of the top 8. Maybe they can qualify for a bowl game. Nick Roush said he felt like a good first year would be 7-5, and he still picked him to beat the University of Alabama. So we'll see if that happens. But if it does for the Tide, they've got issues that are extremely, extremely, disturbing. And then I think Kalen DeBoer will be under some heat because they should go to Kentucky and burn it to the ground.
Well, Kentucky opens up with Youngstown State, and then they have Alabama, and then they have Texas A&M.
That damn Youngstown State game is because of the previous head coach who's from Youngstown. So,
I mean, it's not unthinkable to think of Kentucky starting the year 1-2, and then South Alabama. So you could be 2-2 potentially, maybe after your first 4 games. And then it's South Carolina, LSU, Oklahoma, Vandy, Tennessee, Florida, Missouri, and Louisville. I mean, after your first 4, that's what you have if you're Kentucky. I mean, that South Carolina game at Columbia, that's a potential make or break, possibly a bowl game. I mean, that's
Beamer loses that game, just get on a Greyhound. Because if you're losing to them at home, your ass is gone.
You got LSU in Lexington.
Yeah. That would be a glorious upset.
I was just going to say.
Enjoy.
Yeah. And you get Vanderbilt at home as well. So, I mean,
that'll be a big game for both of those teams, probably as far as swinging momentum and deciding, bowl hierarchy and if you are going to have a postseason. Because, again, I picked Vanderbilt, low as well because I just don't trust it with a new quarterback and as far as a freshman quarterback, even though I think he's supremely talented. And I do think the supporting cast is going to be pretty decent. But I think the schedule's tough and, they've had 2 years of success. So I don't think anybody is taking Clark Lee for granted anymore. They're not.
No.
Vanderbilt got some of that last year, and I thought they handled it well. But still, nobody is going to overlook Vanderbilt anymore with the commitment that they've made and the job that Clark Lee has done.
If you are Kentucky, because of the 9-game schedule, and if you want to get to a bowl game, you're going to have to win. You have South Alabama and Youngstown State. You should be able to win those 2 games. That means you're going to have to win 4 games between Louisville, Missouri, Florida, Tennessee, Vandy, Oklahoma, LSU, South Carolina, Texas A&M, and Alabama.
Basketball season right around the corner.
You're going to have to win 4 games. 4 out of those games there, you're going to have to get victories in.
Well, like I say, I think Kentucky's one of the more polarizing teams because of their change in style. And we will certainly see Even with the departure of Pat Biondo, the roster's already in place. We'll see what Will Stein can do with with Kenny Minchie, the transfer quarterback, and how good a fit is he, and how high a level can he play after transferring from Notre Dame and trying to get away from VHS tapes.
All right, let's get our break in. First one of hour number 3 here on Talking Ball, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
You're listening to Talkin' Ball on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
The Orthopedic Center. It's in the name. TOC, the premier choice for all your orthopedic needs. With over 40 physicians and 20 centers of excellence, TOC is the name to trust for complete, expert orthopedic care. And that word center, we mean it. With more than a dozen locations across North Alabama and the Tennessee Valley, TOC is in your community whenever you need us. As the state's largest orthopedic practice, TOC is built on trust. Trust we've earned with every patient we serve. You can see that trust on the field, too. As the official sports medicine provider for the Huntsville Havoc, Huntsville City Football Club, Oakwood and Alabama A&M universities, thousands of athletes and coaches count on TOC to keep them in the game. From student athletes to unexpected injuries, our urgent ortho clinics offer prompt, expert care. No appointment necessary. So remember, when it comes to your health and mobility, trust the name that says it all. TOC, helping you live a better life.
Welcome to Kern Electrical, where teamwork powers every project. Our champion sales team takes time to understand your needs, tailoring the perfect Generac generator for your home or business. Our project managers handle all coordination, ensuring a tackle-free installation. Our certified installation crews ensure peace of mind, even in the darkest moments. With our service and maintenance lineups, you can be assured we're with you every step of the way. Experience the home team advantage of Kern Electrical, your Generac superstore.
Most current way to keep your power on. GeneracSuperstore.com.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
A wise man once said, if you take care of old folks and children, everything in the middle will take care of itself.
Hi, I'm Danny Aldridge, lawyer in Alabama and Tennessee. In the next 20 years, the number of those folks over 65 years of age will more than double. In our golden years, the most important goal is to be treated with dignity and have control over doing what makes you grateful with those you love. At the Aldridge Law Firm and the Legal Town Center, we're dedicated to help you with these goals, and we'll be there when life throws you those inevitable curveballs. Let us assist you with your legal needs, whatever they may be or become. You may reach us by phone at 256-534-3188 or online with Dan at danaldridgelaw.com. Just remember, we're here to help. Whether it's personal injury, wrongful death, fraud and cheat, or estate planning made complete, we're here to help.
Rocket City Trash Pandas are back home August 4th through the 9th. Promotions include a post-game drone show on the 6th. Fireworks close out the evening on the 7th and 8th, plus an appearance by Chase from Paw Patrol on the 9th. Get your tickets and learn more about our weekly promos by visiting tptix.com. That's tptix.com.
Let's rock it.
Tom Abraham here for my friends at All About Water. Crazy name, huh? Well, let me introduce you to them. All About Water is the top pond builder anywhere in the Tennessee Valley, and that includes remodeling or cleaning out existing ponds as well. They also have monthly maintenance plans for your pond. Don't have a pond? Well, how about a fountain or water feature for your property to bring that soothing sound of running water to your happy place? On the other hand, maybe you have water on your property that you don't want. Well, Ryan at All About Water is all about water, so he could take care of that as well. He has a background in fluid dynamics, and what that means is that he could take care of any water issue that you have. Finally, how about that irrigation system that you have or that you want? Well, they do installs and maintenance and repairs on those as well, because they are all about water. Learn more at allaboutwaterllc.com. That's allaboutwaterllc.com.
The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton. Weekdays from 5 to 7 p.m. Only on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
I'm just laughing because Danny Cannell, who, by the way, was not at SEC football media days, but is enjoying Big Ten media days in Chicago, is now saying, and he feels that USC, by the way, will make the college football playoffs. He believes that Lincoln Riley, he believes that everything sets up perfectly for Lincoln Riley and his squad to make the college football playoffs.
Well, then they got no chance. He's one of the worst analysts in football. He and Ryan Clark should have a party. Except Clark needs a job.
Yeah.
I mean, Danny sucks. Probably couldn't even get a credential to the SEC.
I don't even know if he would want to. He dislikes the SEC so much.
He's probably politicking trying to get Florida State into the Little Ten. Considering they won out of the ACC so bad, and they were so chicken manure back in the early '90s before he played. They didn't want to. I'll just quote Stephen A. Smith. They want no smoke.
Who told us that the SEC? Somebody down at SEC Media Days said that. Come on now. There's no way the SEC was going to look at Florida State. There was something, somebody told us down there that that's not going to happen. Like, if they end up anywhere, it would be the Big Ten or somewhere else. Like, the SEC would want, it was like North Carolina and somebody else or something. I don't know.
Well, I mean, it was Brett Norsworthy.
I think that's who it was.
Opining on what he thought was going to happen as far as the super conferences. But I don't think that the SEC wants Florida State either. I don't know why the hell the Big Ten would. You know?
Because he was the one, Brett Norsworthy was saying he believes that everybody would get to what, 24 teams?
20
teams. The SEC would get to 20. The Big Ten would get to 20. The SEC would add 2. The Big Ten would SEC needs to add 4. The Big Ten needs to add 2. You would get to 40 teams. And that is what we would have for college football. The 40 and 40. And you would schedule that way.
Mm-hmm.
The Atlanta Falcons have had to sign up, had to sign another quarterback today because Tua has a minor injury that has flared up in his back, and Michael Penix is not ready yet to practice. So today, Jack Strand, an undrafted free agent quarterback, will take quarterback 1 reps for the Atlanta Falcons today as they get camp underway.
Well, they signed Cooper Rush. They got to get him up to speed. He's no longer with the Dallas Cow losers.
The Atlanta Falcons I think everybody now in the NFL camp completely.
They need
completely
Rush.
Has started.
He's been around for a while. They need a camp body to take them through reps with Michael Penix coming back from the injury, and then Tua Tagovailoa being hurt for the 529th time.
Because his offensive line in Miami was like a sieve.
And his play caller was, high half the time.
Come on now. He looked good in his pants, did he not? He made sure he looked good on the sidelines.
I always thought he was the Spicoli of the NFL. Hey, bro. What's up? Your technique was trash. Give me a break. And now I guess what is he? Harbaugh's OC in San Diego. Good luck with that.
Is that where he ended up?
I thought that's where Mike McDaniel ended up. I thought, but that'll be an interesting combination.
That'd be a hell of a 30 for 30, would it not?
Yeah, I think he's.
No, you're right. He is. He's with the Los Angeles Chargers.
Mm-hmm.
He's 43 years old.
Wow.
Looks like he's 20.
He does look pretty young.
Probably still gets ID'd when he goes to the grocery store. Yeah. Ole Miss is, in fact, suing those two players for their money. They want their $1 million.
Yep.
They tried to, I think they tried to negotiate it. I think they tried to do this without having to go to court, and I don't think it worked. But Ole Miss is, in fact, going after their $1 million.
Yeah, I don't blame them. Going after it. Try to get y'all money.
Let's see here. They are, in fact, suing Prince Hugh and Devin Harper for $1 million. They did sign those revenue sharing agreements when they were with Ole Miss.
Yeah.
The Rebels are seeking... Well, look at this, though. They're seeking they're cutting him a deal, I think. They're seeking $550,000 from Prince Will, and they're seeking $400,000 from Devin Harper, plus attorney's fees, court's costs, in breach of a contract complaint. They say the University of Mississippi has a responsibility to enforce its contractual terms, and this position is consistent with other institutions in the current landscape of college athletics.
You have to. Yeah, there has to be some rules. You can't just hop around like a damn video game where you create a new player and a new team and you skip them around. You can't do it.
Well, Harper, the reason why Ole Miss is really doing this too is because Harper signed a deal to remain. He signed an NIL deal. Yeah. He signed a contract to remain at Ole Miss on January 6th.
Mm-hmm. Right after the playoff, I guess.
Then entered the portal 8 days later.
Yeah, because his scumbag agent got word from Lane Kiffin and the rest of the deadbeats that LSU is going to offer more money.
He signed with LSU on January 16th.
Mm-hmm.
Both players' agreements, when they signed with Ole Miss, included penalties for breaking the contract within a 90-day window.
It's cut and dried. It's in. You sign the contract. It's sitting right there. So pay the money. You know.
Ole Miss went after both players and said, "Hey, we want a repayment." They did this on January 16th and January 22nd.
Well, I mean,
and neither player responded to anything.
Well, they're letting their agent handle it, but Matt Moscona told us $50 million, so they got the money. Just fork it over.
LSU, while they paid Lane Kiffin's bonuses.
Lane's got enough money. He can pay some of that. He didn't coach the damn games anyway. If you want those guys on your team, pay the fines.
Well, LSU, who, by the way, did pay his bonuses for winning games in the playoffs, have declined to make the payments on behalf of the players.
I just sue their asses.
Saying they are not party to the contract.
Well, I mean, I'm sorry. They signed them to another contract, and those players breached it. So,
yeah.
Like I said, man, eventually, I don't give a damn how long it takes. Just get the damn money out of it. That's what it takes. And hopefully LSU will choke on it and underachieve. I think they'll make the playoff, but I sure as hell hope they don't win
it. Boy.
I'll leave. I mean, I love Brett Norsworthy to death, but he told us Lane Kiffin was going to win 2 to 3 national championships in a decade. I sure as hell hope not. To be the longest 10 years of my life.
It'd be painful, wouldn't it? Because the SEC would be back on top, but we would have to celebrate Lane Kiffin.
Yeah, I will never.
Oh, only to watch him coach at Alabama, because you know what? That'd be the job of a lifetime for him, would it not?
I just drop the program.
just get rid of it.
Don't need some piece of trash like that coaching the team. Sorry. I'm not a Lane Kiffin guy, never will be.
Would Alabama have spent $50 million?
They have their own. Hell no. They have their own opinion, and they have the right to that opinion. I don't like Lane Kiffin. He's a liar. I know he's treated other people that friends of mine with respect. That's fine. But again, he would fail a lie detector test. I mean, Lane Kiffin, certainly, I heard he blew off other people in Tampa, and I'm not surprised. Because, like I said, man, he's a fraud.
So, you think he tried to pull the wool over a lot of people's eyes there in Tampa?
He has his whole career, Scott. A wolf is not going to, change his clothing. That's what he's always been.
Right.
Or what is it? A leopard's not going to change their spots.
Spots, yes.
Whatever.
Yes.
He's a turd. He's always been a turd.
You think he got a good PR coaching before everything there to try to come off as...
That's what he's tried to do.
Yeah.
I mean, he basically tried to recreate Mississippi burning. And then he's,
walking back from that, saying I didn't mean to say that.
That's basically, and then intertwine Hulk Hogan into the conversation. That's basically what he was trying to do, and not take a lot of questions because in Tampa at SEC media days.
So what did he do? Take 4? I think it was like 4 questions he got.
The bottom line is he loves Tampa so much. Hopefully he will fail miserably at LSU and finish his career full circle as the coach of the South Florida Bulls and just be in the town he loves so much.
If they gave Brian Kelly, Brian Kelly had a short window there at LSU. It was a short window.
Because he sucked.
How long is the window then for Lane Kiffin at LSU?
About the same.
Not any, what, 3 years, 4 years,
hey, look,
3
man,
years?
You heard Matt earlier in the week, and there's no one I respect more than Matt. I mean, he knows the ins and outs of everything going on at LSU, and you better win now. Because they've given him everything he wanted, including bringing Fireman Ed back.
Rah, 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 Tigers.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and he's a hell of a defensive line coach and a recruiter, so he should have an impact. They're only having to pay him $100,000. They already paid him $17 million.
To go away.
Yeah.
To not be there.
Right.
They paid him $17 million.
I think half of that went to his ex-wife.
Still, though.
I'm just saying.
They paid him not to be there.
They did.
They did not want him a part of the program. And now he's back at the program.
It's a dysfunctional place. So's Western Union. Hell, half the guys he's trying to bring in on the basketball team got Social Security checks.
But look, we say dysfunctional.
Yeah,
but at least they are putting money into the program. I mean, Arkansas is on that same boat, though. I mean, but what's his name? Hunter Yurachek or Uradum. He's trying
to be head of committees.
When we heard that story, oh my goodness!
I mean,
that was.
By the way, I didn't even know that me and Bobby P was now the offensive coordinator under Bill Bella. Overrated.
Bobby, oh yes, he is.
Yeah, forgot about that.
So did Bill. All right, we got to get a break in.
Bagel boy Bill.
Bagel boy Bill Belichick.
Yeah.
Bagel boy Bill Belichick. Bagel boy. It's a hard thing to say.
Bagel boy Bill Belichick. Bagel boy Bill Belichick.
Faster.
Bagel boy Bill Belichick. I did it fast enough.
Let's get a break in. Talking Ball 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
You're listening to Talkin' Ball on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Your Fox 54 weather.
I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. A partly sunny sky this afternoon. Temperatures climbing into the upper 80s and lower 90s. Where I think we're really going to win today is the lack of humidity that's going to build in, especially as we head into the middle and later part of the afternoon. We drop into the mid-60s as we head into the overnight. Thursday going to be fantastic. Plenty of sunshine, low humidity. Temperatures climbing into the upper 80s.
Your Fox 54 weather. Only on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Dealing with some big travel problems, and most of them are down near Coleman. We do have an accident. No, we don't. They just cleared up the accident southbound on Jordan Lane right there at Research Park Boulevard. Still have an accident right now at Frontage Road and Florence Boulevard in Florence. And the big accidents right now are northbound I-65 at Lacon, Highway 31, just past the bridges. An accident there that has traffic backed up about 2 miles right now. They're trying to get it out of the way and get it off to the side, so maybe they'll have that open back up in just a matter of minutes. You're also dealing with an accident down in the Dodge City area, bug tussle on Alabama 69. They are saying 69 will remain closed for the better part of today, at least until lunchtime, till they get that mess cleaned up. And so that one's going to be with us for a while. Also, another accident with an overturned vehicle. Tow trucks are on the scene now. Alabama 157 and Battleground. Keep an eye out for these folks. Slow down, move over. It's the law. Keep your seatbelts buckled, and please be safe. With the most accurate traffic report in the Tennessee Valley, I'm David Cruz, Mr. Traffic.
You've been paying on that life insurance policy for years, but maybe you don't really need it anymore, or it's gotten a bit too expensive. Well, before you just let it expire, let Neighbors Insurance Solutions share with you some alternatives that you haven't considered. Don't throw away something that still may have great value for you. If you want to learn more about what Neighbors Insurance Solutions can do for you, call 256-763-7693. A death benefit could be a life benefit. Learn more at 256-763-7693.
Specializing in simple and affordable rentals, McCurry Van and Car Rental can make sure you have just the right vehicle for your next family vacation, weekend getaway, or if you just need transportation while your vehicle is being repaired. McCurry carries Ford Transit vans and Mercedes Sprinter vans, trucks and work vans, and more. And they offer discounted rental rates for long-term rentals. Now with 4 locations: Athens, Muscle Shoals, Coleman, and Huntsville. Log on McCurryRentals.com to make your reservation now. That's McCurryRentals.com.
Have you ever turned your back on God? Have you ever absolutely known the right thing to do and just turned around and walked away in disobedience? I know that I have. Aren't we thankful for our great and merciful God who loves us and forgives us and remembers our sin no more? I'm so thankful that His mercies are fresh every day. I need that, and I suspect you do too. Hey, I'm John Dees, pastor of Cross Point Church, and if you're looking for a church home, come see us. We're smack dab across the street from the YMCA in Madison, and check us out at cpcfamily.org.
When you call most roofing companies, all you'll hear is, you need a new roof. Not when you call Fleming. At Fleming Roofing and Restoration, we're focused on your needs, whether it's an easy repair or a full roof replacement. Folks around here have trusted Fleming since 1965 for all their residential and commercial roofing needs. And as the area's storm damage experts, Fleming knows all the ins and outs of the insurance claims process. Log on FlemingHSV.com to schedule your free estimate today. Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
Talkin' Ball with Scott Tyson and Drew DeArmond. Weekday mornings beginning at 7 a.m. Only on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Goodness. Welcome back in Talking Ball 97.7 ESPN The Zone. 9:38 here on a Wednesday morning. What a day it has been so far. And we mentioned there in hour 3 just about the Protect College Sports Act. Well, the deadline has come and gone. Senate staff members did issue a report to Ross Dellinger. And it does say, in quote, major concessions were made overnight to the Protect College Sports Act. At this point, with every passing minute, odds are slimmer that they can move the bill before August, through the August recess. They've been working night and day to make the revisions they said they needed, and they being the Big Ten and the SEC. They said, we need an answer. That wasn't a superficial deadline. There's a lot that goes into passing legislation, a lot of work behind the scenes, and it just takes time. Quote unquote, Big Ten and SEC have been in the loop throughout the entire process. They're familiar with this bill text and the changes we've discussed. Nothing from the SEC and the Big Ten to move the bill forward. So there we go.
Well, got to give the SEC and the Big Ten time to look at it. I mean, this is not something that needs deadlines. That's not the way you play this game. You continue to negotiate and you work out a deal. You don't put deadlines on anything. That's just stupid. It's about as dumb as Dr. Dumbass's attorney.
All of this, this does not mean the Protect College Sports Act is going away.
No.
It doesn't mean that it won't eventually pass. All it means is that they had a deadline. The Senate has a deadline because they recess the 1st of August.
Yeah, they're like, hey. No, we're not hurrying.
Right.
Shut up, go play golf, be quiet.
So, and all this is doing right now is Congress and the congressional staffers and the politicians now pointing fingers at the SEC and the Big Ten saying, look, they don't want to play. They don't want to get along. It's their fault.
They don't know what the hell's going on. Listen to Sankey. They're already talking. Listen to Batiti. Don't listen to some dumbass politicians who never tell the truth anyway and couldn't freaking pass a lie detector test. That's why the country's in the shape it's in right now, because of the lack of leadership everywhere. That's what Trump's trying to clean up. The last 4 years of bull crap. I could have said something else.
Well, we're glad you didn't.
Go let Dr. Dumbass tell some more lies. Or just plead the fifth.
Yeah, I plead the fifth.
His ass ought to be on a plane getting deported like AC. They ought to be on it together. Have a drink, dickheads.
And there it was. It's almost like Bobby Cox coming out to argue balls and strikes. Yelling from the dugout long enough, and eventually you come out there, and then you just go get tossed. Anyway, speaking of the Braves, the Atlanta Braves tried to play the Mets yesterday, but Mother Nature said no. So they're actually going to try to play 2 today, are the Braves. They've got an early start today, 12:10 for game 1, and then 6:10 for game 2. Braves are going to try to play 2. Smith Shawver on the mound for game 1 for the Braves. Chris Sale on the mound for game 2.
Yeah, it's a big doubleheader for Atlanta to get back on the horse. We'll see. I don't think A.J. Smith-Shawver may be starting game 1, which would be big. He's coming back from the injury. I don't know that it's been officially announced. And then the ace, Chris Sale, will be going on game 2. Hopefully they'll have better weather so they can get both of these games in, which will they got some more help yesterday, as I believe the Marlins beat the Phillies 1-0.
Yeah, they picked up a half a game without even but yes, it is everybody in the Braves and everybody, they announced it is yesterday. They did announce A.J. Smith-Shawver will start game 1 today. He will make his season debut today in game 1 against the Mets.
Ironically, the last time we saw A.J. Smith-Shawver was over a year ago when we were in Atlanta watching them in early season. But I think it was still May when we saw him pitch, and he pitched very well, but started having the arm trouble shortly thereafter and had the UCL surgery. So it'll be interesting to see how big a factor he can be down the stretch and if he can be almost like a trade addition. But because Schwellenbach, it's still unknown what will happen with him, and I don't think Herson Waldrop and Spencer Strider, you're going to see them the rest of this year.
All right, well, the Braves bullpen has been taxied in a few games. So if he can go 5-6 innings today, I know it's a season debut, and I know you're coming off Tommy John, but it'd be nice to get you 5 innings out of him, 6 innings.
Yeah.
You would like, I should say. And then Chris Sale will start in game 2 again. He's 11-6 on the year, 2.19 ERA. And if you are paying attention to the standings, by the way, just how bad has it gotten for Philadelphia? Remember, they were red hot going into the All-Star break. They had closed the gap to about 2 games on the Braves? Well, they have now lost 2 in a row because the Miami Marlins have won 2 in a row. The Miami Marlins had lost 12 straight games.
Franchise record.
They were trailing late against the Phillies and snapped the 12-game losing streak and now have won 2 straight against the Phillies. So much so now that the lead back in the East for the Braves is now 6 games.
Yep.
So now it's pondered questions. The Phillies are 57-51. They have a game edge on the wild card, but it's prompted the experts because the trade deadline is drawing near. And some are now asking, do the Phillies sell instead of buy? Yeah.
Well, I mean, they've still got a chance to get a wild card, all this other stuff. This is not baseball 30 years ago. They don't need to be selling. You know, they've already fired the manager anyway, and Donnie Baseball took over and turned them around. So they, they're just going through a little bit of a mini slump. You know, I would say selling is ridiculous at this point.
The Phillies are 57-51. Braves are 62-44, 6-4 in their last 10. Dodgers continue to lead the West by 11.5 games over the Diamondbacks. Yeah. Padres are 54-53. They're in third place in the West.
What a bunch of losers.
Return on investment
turning
there.
over in his grave. I mean, they never live up to it with the money they spend.
Rangers leading the West by 2 games. White Sox leading the Central by 1.5 games over the Guardians.
Yeah, and just 2 years ago had the worst record in history.
And the Tampa Bay Rays continuing to lead the AL East.
Yeah, they got that when we were in town. Boston had whooped that ass, but they were still in first place. You got to respect the Rays for what they're doing.
And right now, your wild card, your AL wild card 3 teams, Yankees, Red Sox, and Guardians. How about that? The Red Sox, who went on that, 13, 14-game win streak?
15, I think, at one point.
Is that how high? Yeah. And then your NL wild card 3 teams, Cubs, Phillies, and Diamondbacks are your 3 wild cards there. Pirates, Nationals, Padres are all at less than a game. Padres are 1.5 games. Nationals and Pirates are 1 game back. And in your AL wild card, your Twins are 0.5 game out, and Astros are 1 game out of the wild card. So, all right, let's get a break in. Final one. We'll wrap it all up next.
You're listening to Talkin' Ball on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
These days, saving time is important, and saving money is even more so. That's where Eagle Masonry and Insulation comes in. Over the years, Eagle has expanded their services to meet the needs of folks like you in our area. Taking care of your property yourself can be a real headache. Eagle can handle it for you. They offer full landscaping services, irrigation, mowing, bush hog, and can install plants and trees, sod, and even landscape borders. Call Eagle Masonry and Insulation today at 256-755-1556. Eagle saves you time, and Eagle saves you money. Since 1983, Berkshire Hathaway Rise Real Estate's Ann Adams has been your local go-to real estate expert in the area. As a buyer, you can trust Ann's in-depth knowledge of the local housing market to narrow available properties down to those you'll be interested in, saving you time when shopping for a new home. When you're ready to sell, Ann's expert negotiation skills will ensure you get a fair price and hassle-free experience. Call Ann Adams today at 256-337-2625 or email annadamsrise@gmail.com.
Are you tired of chasing a roofing contractor to show up on time or even show up at all? I'm Sam Fleming with Fleming Roofing and Restoration. Our motto at Fleming Roofing is we show up. Our goal at Fleming Roofing is to provide the reliable customer service that you deserve, and we have the resources to meet all of your roofing needs: residential, commercial, industrial, replacement, or repairs. We are manufacturer certified for roof coatings, single-ply membranes, and asphalt shingles. Whenever you need a roofing professional you can count on, call Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We are committed to finding the solution that meets your needs. We don't have quotas or heavy-handed sales tactics. Fleming Roofing, we have expert experience. We show up. Free estimates, residential, commercial, industrial, replacement, or repairs. Check us out at FlemingHSV.com. FlemingHSV.com. When you need a quick response, it's Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
At the Huntsville Sports Commission, we do sports. The Rocket City is your destination for world-class sports in North Alabama. The Huntsville Sports Commission brings elite tournaments, championships, and other exciting athletic events to our city. From youth leagues to national championships, we're driving tourism, boosting local business, and building a stronger, more active community. When you team up with us, we'll worry about the details so you don't have to. We do sports.
Check out our latest zone deal.
Full Moon Barbecue, located right off of the Parkway. And don't forget that Full Moon can also cater your events as well. From burgers to hot dogs to ribs to barbecue, it's all at Full Moon Barbecue. And don't forget the desserts as well.
Just head over to our website, 977ESPN.com. Zone deals on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. This segment of Talkin' Ball is brought to you by University Kia, the #1 volume Kia dealer in the state of Alabama. Located online at universitykia.com.
It's running out here on our Wednesday edition show. Don't forget, we're coming to you tomorrow, but no Friday show. So we're going to enjoy another Friday away from the microphone as we get closer and closer to the start of the football season. Tomorrow, though, we'll talk some high school football in the afternoon tomorrow. Looking forward to going over to Limestone County. Talking some Limestone County football tomorrow afternoon.
Yep, we'll be over at Limestone County Football Media Days. We always enjoy visiting with those folks, and should be have some outstanding conversation. And looking forward to being out there again. A lot of hospitality, and we get a chance to catch up and get some FaceTime with some outstanding coaches and student athletes. And we'll be out there tomorrow afternoon for a little bit.
Yes, indeed, we will here. Don't forget, Rocket City Trash Pandas back on the road tonight. 6:05 first pitch as they're going to take on Columbus. They are a game back of first place. They're 2 games below 500. They're a game back of Knoxville for first place. Knoxville won the first half division, so I believe Rocket City, if they still do it, they're in position to make the playoffs as of right now, are the Rocket City Trash Pandas. So we'll have to keep an eye on that one. Don't forget, though, make sure you download the 97.7 ESPN The Zone app, as well as the Talk Radio WZZN app, because this coming fall, both of those will be very busy, as a lot of high school football, a lot of college football, a lot of NFL football going to be spread all over both of those apps. So you're going to want to make sure you have both of them, the 97.7 ESPN The Zone and the Talk Radio WZZN app. You want to make sure you have those on your phone.
Yeah, I have both of them downloaded. Absolutely.
I keep watching these Tony Romo videos. You know, Tony Romo got pulled over for, what is it?
DUI.
Yeah. And all the dash cam videos now are coming out of Tony Romo and everything because he failed his sobriety test.
Yep.
And a lot of the videos coming out with this is like, oh, my goodness. Oh, my. He told the officer that he just leaving the golf course and he was on his way to Grandma and Grandpa's house.
Oh.
Yeah.
Over the river and through the woods.
Over the river and through the woods. Yeah.
Sound like he should have Ubered.
And he asked the officer if he passed everything. He was like, well, I can't do a lot of the stuff because my back, back surgeries and stuff. I can't do a lot of it. Then afterwards, he asked the officer if he passed, and the officer's response was, turn around, please. No, you did not pass.
Well, he can Uber now for a while. Won't be driving.
We Ubered. By the way, we did take an Uber Black one day. Yeah, the day we got the black car that I took an Uber. We took Uber Black.
John was plastic, man. He fit in the back quite well.
There were some tight squeezes.
Yeah. He got claustrophobia one time in the back. You guys stopped at Walmart to get a box fan.
Couldn't figure out how to get the back door open.
Yeah, he was panicking.
Oh, you can put baby in a corner.
I know, man.
All right. Well, we'll be getting ready for a Thursday edition show. As we say goodbye to a Wednesday, we've already made it to the halfway point of the work week.
Yep, we certainly have.
Kind of flown by.
We pay attention to Thomas Ashworth today. We appreciate him joining us from AL.com. He's in Montgomery. He could have some breaking news when it comes to the public school, private school split, the playoff system, you know, the future of some of these schools. You mentioned Lee Scott Academy, mentioned ACA, American Christian Academy. So
yeah, it'd be interesting to see. Without them having the support of the NFHS for that Gulf State thing,
yeah,
could be a huge factor in a lot of schools not deciding to make the move.
Appreciate Bryan Matthews for joining us too. We talked to Jackson Colvin and Charlie Plott. Good show today.
All right, folks, we're waving the white flag on Wednesday. We'll restart it tomorrow.